right, it's Bill Maharis. This is Coach Doug Cook. We are coming to you live from Cocoa Beach Junior Senior High School we were talking about how this is now, in Florida anyway, starting to feel like fall football weather.
Oh, it's beautiful out here. You know, anytime football season comes around, I know that it's going to get a little cooler.
Right.
And hopefully my golf game will get better, you know, playing in some cool weather as opposed to that hot summer.
Well, we'll talk about your golf game later. Right
All right.
now, let's talk about football. But we're coming to you live from Cocoa Beach Junior Senior High School on the beautiful campus, a couple of minutes from the ocean. And it's senior night, and if you did not get to watch the senior night broadcast, it is on the Facebook Press Box Overtime. Tomorrow to be posted on my YouTube channel, so anybody that missed it or people that participated can watch it. We're getting ready to stand for the anthem. I'll be right back with you. Standing for our national anthem, presented by Cocoa Beach Chorus, senior member Jordan Boggs. Colors are being presented tonight by the Cocoa Beach High School JROTC, commanded by Cadet Bella Letizio. The cadets Maddie Alice, Ashley Fong, and Pars Yamazaki. And happy birthday for Sergeant Seth. You know, Doug, you and I have been to several football games, and sometimes it's the band playing. I got to fix my tripod here. Let's see, real quick. But in my opinion, nothing beats when you have two students, in this case, two young ladies, singing the national anthem. There's just something special about that. No offense to the band or anybody else or recording, but when you got young ladies up here singing, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, I think it's really cool to get the kids involved. You know, there's chorus, probably in the chorus, but getting all the kids involved on it, it's just great. When I walked in here this evening, it was exciting to me.
Yeah.
Bring back some old memories, back when I coached or when I was assistant principal. But just being here in this atmosphere is really cool.
Right. And you know, we're fortunate that anywhere we go, whether it's Satellite, Space Coast, Cocoa Beach, the people are great, people are awesome. A lot of them follow us on Facebook, Press Box Overtime. Something special about the beach. Maybe because it is the beach, but we just enjoy coming out here. The weather's always great, people are great. No matter what the record is of the Minutemen, they got a good crowd. It's a special place for us.
It's a great family-oriented community. I love coming here. You know, I live in Indian Harbor Beach. I made the drive. Patrick, you know, coming north there, and just a pleasant drive. Like you said, nice people, and just a super place to raise kids.
Yeah, it is. So we'll talk a little bit of football real quick. So Cocoa Beach struggled a little bit. They have lost 5 in a row. They come in with a record of 2-6. They're playing the Lions of Faith Christian Academy out of Orlando. They come in with a record of 4-5. This is actually their last game, at least last regular season. They're in the SSAA, and I believe anybody that's in the Sunshine State Athletic Conference or Athletic Association, I think they all go to the postseason. So I think they might have a game left. But as far as regular season, ironically, even though Cocoa Beach is 2-6, Faith Christian is 4-5, ranking-wise, by people that are a little bit smarter than us, ranking-wise, Cocoa Beach comes in at 454th in the state, while Faith Christian is 430th. And in the Metro Orlando area, Cocoa Beach is 84th, and then Faith Christian is 94th. So a little difference there. As a past head football coach, do you pay attention to records? Do you pay attention to rankings? What do you do? Let's say you're Cocoa Beach, you're Coach Ted Kinney, a good friend of ours. What are you working on this week? Do you put the records aside, the rankings? What are you focusing on?
Well, I think like Ted Kinney, this is his first season, right?
Here at Cocoa Beach, yeah.
First season. I know he's an AD last year.
Yep.
Still an AD.
Right.
This is his first year of building a program at a new school to him.
Right.
So it's going to take a little bit of time, but he's lost some close games.
Yeah, very
so
close.
I think his focus is the future.
Right.
You know, developing these kids right now. You're going to see a lot of winning coming in the future with Ted Kinney.
Right.
Great coach, and you know he's working on the fundamentals, getting ready for next year.
Right.
But you know he's still got one game left.
Yeah, still got a game left. They're away next week. I believe I got it written down here at Taylor, up west of Ormond Beach. But yeah, and again, I never coached football, but I agree with 100%. You know, you look at the records, a little disparity, but when you look at the rankings, they're almost even. And you know as well as I do, now that these teams are playing, all these teams from out of the county, you know, back in the day when the SEC had 8 teams, everybody played everybody, you kind of knew where they stood. We're playing teams all over the state. You really don't know who's got what.
Right, exactly. I mean, you got to do some traveling with your scouts.
Yeah, right.
Scouters to get on your scout report. But,
right.
But yeah, it's a little different now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hard to see, and I think that record, you know, you brought up a good point. As we were doing our research earlier today, Cocoa Beach has lost 5 in a row, but 4 of them, you take away one game where they got handled, unfortunately, pretty handily, got shut out. If you look at the other 4, they lost those 4 by a combined margin of 17 or 4 points per game. And what does that say to you when, yeah, you're losing some games, but you're in every ball game?
I mean, the coaching job is good. It means that the coaching job is good. That you do have some talent, but you just can't get over that hump. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've been there in my coaching career,
right,
where you're working your tail off,
right,
you know, during the week, and you expect to go out there and win, but sometimes you don't. You got to pay your dues.
Right.
Like I said, Ted Kinney, this first year, developing the program, getting his philosophy in there.
Right.
So it takes a little bit of time.
Well, and you worked at Satellite High School as administrator when he was a coach there. We know what he can do. And again, just like tonight, it's senior night. We're getting ready for the kickoff. Got a good crowd here. And that's the thing. He's got a big squad. He's got a good crowd. He's building that winning culture.
Exactly. He'll do it. He did a phenomenal job at Satellite Beach High School.
So Cocoa Beach did not win the toss, or they did win the toss, so they defer to the second half. They're getting ready to kick off from their own 40-yard line. Again, it's the Lions of Faith Christian Academy out of Orlando here in Cocoa Beach playing our Minutemen. And we are getting ready for some Friday night lights on a beautiful evening. Little breeze down about the mid-70s. Like you said, Coach Cook, this is the way we ordered it up. Kickoff goes down to about the 22-yard, about the 19-yard line. Has the trouble picking it up. Wow, that was almost a turnover on the first play of the game. Nice hustle by Cocoa Beach.
Caldwell there, you know, he's got to pick that ball up. That's a live ball.
Yeah, that'd be a tough way to start, fumbling on the, on the opening kickoff.
That right there gives you a head coach ulcer. You know?
Yeah, right.
It's not like they don't know that. That's their position.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You got Cocoa Beach in there. Yep. So Faith Christian comes to the line. We've got number 1 at quarterback, Elijah Nickerson. Actually comes in with a pretty good quarterback rating, 103.3. He's thrown for 18 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. Thrown for 693 yards, 188 a game. So they got a pretty good passing game, Coach.
Yeah, I saw him in warm-up. I really like his throwing style.
Starting at their own 19. Oh, this one went to number 8, but he ain't going anywhere. Nice. Oh, he comes around, turns a corner. Nice. Cocoa Beach. It took about 5 or 6 of them. That was Jay Caldwell. He's a backup quarterback, so he has rushed for 2 touchdowns. So they might bring him on. Maybe they got the Florida Gator 2 quarterback thing going.
Caldwell there, he's got some quick feet. He got out of some tackles here. So Minutemen better make sure they contain him.
Yeah, that was a pretty good little turn right there. That could have been a big loss.
I thought he was going to break it.
He got back to the line of scrimmage. Again, it's second down at about the 18 for the Lions of Faith Christian. Back there in quarterback, we got number 1, Nickerson. Looked like he was going to pass. Now he's on the run. Nice little follow-up.
Picked up about 7 yards.
Yeah, that was a nice little run. Again, looked like he wanted to pass, but he pulled it down and got about 6 yards out of that. That makes it third and 4. So big play here. I'm going to guess, Coach, it's always a nice thing because, again, back in the day when Steve Spurrier coached the Gators, he wanted that football first because he had that much confidence in his offense. Nowadays, we defer. I'm going to guess as a defensive coordinator, since you took the time to defer, it'd be nice to get a 3 and out, 4 and out right here.
Sure would. That would make a big difference. Then you get the ball in the second half.
Yeah, exactly. So we got a 3rd down and 4. We got Elijah Nickerson, number 1, back at quarterback. As we've already seen, they got a couple quarterbacks that know how to run. Let's see what he does on the pass play. Throws it out there, but it's going to be close. That was complete to number 7, Roby and Ramos, but depends on the spot.
Knocked out of bounds by Saad Grace. He's got a big crowd here tonight. I see the jersey.
Yeah. I believe he's one of our seniors. Again, if you didn't listen earlier, it is senior night tonight. And we did broadcast that live. That will be on our YouTube channel, Pressbox Overtime. Probably sometime mid-morning when I start watching College Game Day, I'll take the time to do that because we got a lot of good games on at noon. But hopefully families that participated that did not get to watch that will have that chance to do so. Coach, they gave him the 1st down. It looks like he eked that out because he's right about the 29-yard line. So it's 1st and 10 for the Lions at their own 29. Little pitch out to the backup quarterback, number 8. That's Jay Caldwell. But, that's one thing we've noticed with this Minutemen of Cocoa Beach. They got a swarming type of defense. They don't give up.
I know Colin Cole got there first, number 8, but he had a host of buddies helping him out.
Yeah, he sure did. It's a nice one. You can do a little team tackling. Takes a little pressure off. But, again, we've already seen they're using number 1, Elijah Nickerson, and number 8, Jay Caldwell. Both at the quarterback position. We got Caldwell out now wide right. We got Nickerson, who is the main quarterback. He's thrown for almost 1,700 yards, and he's just a freshman, so hopefully they keep him for 3 more years. A little high on the snap. Oh, and back there, the ball's loose. It's a fumble. Let's see. It's a struggle. You never know how that ball's going to bounce. Let's see what the ref calls it. Young man might be hurt or just...
Defense stunned there. Number 6 came in there and nobody touched him.
Looks like they're still talking about it, so I'm not sure.
It's going to be a loss of 12 yards.
Let's see what they're going to call here. I haven't seen a call yet.
Looks like they may have.
No, I guess they're going to get back to the Lions.
Lions defense. That was a close call.
That was a close call. Looks like a loss of about 10, so we've got 3rd and a good 20. Let's see if the Minutemen can stop it and force a punt and get that ball back as we're at the 9:45 mark of the 1st quarter. A little short pass to number 12. Misses a couple tackles. Tackle finally made. Yeah, that's nice that he got across the 30. That was number 12, Jermaine Washington.
0 on the tackle was Cam Williams, senior.
Yeah, that's always nice. Even if you got a punt, that 13 yards makes a big difference, punting from your 15-yard line instead of maybe your 20 or 25. So it's 4th down for the Lions. They did get 1 first down on their first possession tonight. back to punt from their own 18.
One thing I've noticed about the Lions, Bill, they've got some explosive players.
They do. It looks like they might have pulled the Minutemen off. Now the question becomes, even though you're in your own territory, you're looking at 4th and maybe 2. I don't know. Is it too early to make a go? Let's see.
Well, at this point in the season, I'd probably go for it.
Well, you've got number 1 Nickerson back there to punt. As we know, he's their number 1 first-string quarterback, so anything can happen. Let's see what they decide to do, if they're going to try to pull him off, if they're going to punt. And he does punt it. Nice punt. They're going to let it bounce. Minutemen need to get away from that. They don't want it to touch them. We got some flag. We got a little extracurricular in the middle of the field there. Yeah, you don't. Too early for that. Neither coach is going to be happy depending on how this goes.
No, not at all. I don't know what happened. It's like somebody lost their temper or something.
Well, Coach, there is rumor that they do call it a violent sport, so...
It can get that way.
All right, so what do we got here? We got holding on one side. I'm trying to see. They're gonna mark that. Yeah, personal foul. That's a little extracurricular activity.
Oh, against the Minutemen.
Yeah, that was tough.
Coach Kimmy's not going to be happy about that.
Yeah, those are, especially on a punt. I mean, there's not too much banging going on a punt. Not that you want to have a 15-yard unsportsmanlike, but yeah, I don't know.
Some extra running on Monday.
Yeah, exactly. They got some good stairs here. All right, 1st and 10 for the Minutemen. We're at the 8:50 mark. No score. First possession for Cocoa Beach. Handoff to number 1, Santi Chavez. He's a senior that participated in senior night tonight. He gets the first ball in his hands, gets a nice rush.
The tackle was number 50, Liam Martin, a freshman, 6'0". Kid.
Picked up about 5. We'll call it second and a long 5. I never have figured that out. Long 5, short 5. We got an extra foot to play with, I guess. But anyway, second down. First possession for the Minutemen, the home team tonight. A little pitch out going around the right side. Got a little running room. Look at that, still going. That was a handoff to number 24. Flip my page here. That is Tristan Sejek. He's a sophomore. Nice little pickup. I like what he did. He found the holes.
Yeah. He found the hole and he broke a couple of tackles until number 1, Nicholson, tackled him.
Yeah.
But that was a nice run. A lot of effort.
Yeah, it was. That's one thing I noticed about Faith Christian. They don't have a lot of players, so they're going to be going two-way. We'll see who has their hands on the hips in the fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter is going to be telltale.
Oh, somebody moved. And that's one thing, Coach, that you and I, we've done several Cocoa Beach games, and whether it was last year when Coach Waldrop was here or this year with Coach Kenny, they got a great conditioning program, because you and I have always commented in the fourth quarter, those Minutemen are still going strong.
Oh, absolutely. They definitely in shape.
So again, you're playing a small squad like Faith Christian. You got a lot of players going two-way. That could be a difference maker when we hit the fourth quarter.
Could be a different maker in the fourth quarter. We'll see.
So that might have been
it's going to be a competitive game.
I think so. It might have been a holding call, 10 yards. It is. Should be first down, going around the right side, right up the middle. Looks like he got a lot of those yards back. That's number 10, Aaron Garber. He's a senior. Again, he participated in senior night tonight. He comes in with 3 rushing touchdowns. Again, and you've 5 kids. They probably played a total of 15 sports. You and I participated in a lot of senior nights. There's something special tonight for those seniors.
Oh, no doubt about it. It's sad in a way, especially if you're a parent and
right.
Seeing your kid graduate.
Right.
But it's a special night for sure. They had a beautiful ceremony there.
Yeah, they did. It's they had a lot. It was good. Coach Kimmy, of course, congratulating all the seniors. All right, we got a hand up going right up the middle. That line that they held pretty strong there for the Lions. not too much of a game.
Velo. Nice tempo there.
They got the first down, so that's one first down each. Faith Christian had a first down on their first possession tonight. Cocoa Beach at the 6:50 mark. Again, no score in the first quarter. They get their first down of the evening. So, at least so far, both squads have had a little bit of success moving the ball.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with Cocoa Beach offensive line. They're handling the Lions pretty well up there.
Here they are. All right, we got 1st and 10 Beach at about the 50-yard line. It looks like a quarterback keeper right up the middle. He's found a lot of room. He's going back and forth. That's number 10, senior Aaron Garber. Pickup of about 35 yards. That's how you do it on senior night.
Cocoa Beach first down.
Nice run there by Cocoa Beach.
Looks like we got a water timeout. You know, one thing I've noticed too, Coach, and I'm sure you coached this back in the day when you were head coach at my alma mater, Cocoa High School, really on both sides of the ball, both the Lions and the Minutemen, I don't see those legs stopping. And you notice that they break a lot of tackles. They just keep driving.
You can tell they've been in the weight room. That's where you get that strength and self-confidence.
Right.
The kid, last name was Alligood when I coached that college.
Right.
He couldn't bench the bar. His freshman year, when he graduated,
right,
he was benching about 380.
Wow.
And you know, it's so
wow.
cool. It's cool to see these kids make that development, and also the self-confidence that it gives you. So I guarantee you, these Minutemen have been in the weight room.
You know, you bring up a good point, especially for a running back or a wide receiver or quarterback. How do you balance that weightlifting? Because, you know, you hear sometimes, well, if you get too strong, your muscle's too big, it might take away from your speed. Is that something you think about or no?
That's not true. That's not true.
Okay, all right.
But it makes you better athlete, sure.
Oh, nice. Well, I'm glad
it makes you a better athlete, and, you know, it helps you from injuries also, you know?
True.
Your tendons are developing, your muscles are stronger.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, because as a 140-pound senior at Cocoa High School playing tennis that maybe could not have benched that bar, I'm glad to know I was doing the right thing by not lifting weights.
Now, if you'd have got in the weight room, you could have been All-American.
You never know. You never know. But I'll take that tennis career. All right, so we got 2nd down and 10. Another run up the middle. That's Aaron Garber again. Again, another senior for tonight. A little extracurricular. That yellow, that might move them half the distance to the goal. Let's see what we got.
Stop by number 21. You don't have a name for him.
I'm thinking by the reaction of the home crowd, they're thinking that win against the Lions. Again, it was after the play, so right now the ball sits at the 16. If that is a 15-yard penalty, that's going to move it halfway to that's going to be about an 8-yard first and goal to go. Let's see what he calls. Dead ball foul. Unnecessary. That's going to move it halfway.
That's 2 we've had so far.
Yeah, it's a... Right. A little early to see that, but... All right, so that's going to move the ball down after a nice run by number 10, Aaron Garber. Again, he's a senior tonight. Comes into the game with 3 rushing touchdowns. That's going to move it half the distance to the goal, and they got first and goal to go from the 8. Cocoa Beach at the 5:54 mark. No score in tonight's game, but they're knocking at the door. Man in motion coming over to the left. Hand off to number 24. Going right up the gut. Man, that's Tristan Sajek. Looks like he picked up, let's see where they're going to place the ball, right about the 5, picked up 3, so it's going to be 2nd and goal to go from the 5. Again, no score yet as we near the 5-minute mark of the first quarter. Lions had the ball first. They did get 1 first down, then had to punt. Minutemen, first possession of the night, and they're marching north towards that end zone. Hand up the middle, a little bit of room. Did he bounce off somebody? He touched the ground. Handoff, that was again to number 24. He's getting the bulk of the carries tonight. Tristan Seja.
Nice tackle there by Jermaine Washington to stop that touchdown.
Yeah, we've seen some good tackling on both sides. I haven't really seen a lot of missed tackling. All right, 3rd and goal to go at the 1 yard line. Right up the middle. Tackle from behind. And that's a touchdown for the hometown Cocoa Beach Minutemen. And on senior night at the 4:39 mark, they're first on the board.
They moved the ball well.
Didn't they though? I mean, they didn't really have to pass. I mean, I don't know if we saw, we saw one batted down pass. As far as running plays, I don't know if we saw one bad running play.
No, they were open. Offensive lines opening up some holes, and that penalty, a 15-yard unspoken penalty.
That's
that
hard.
helped them.
Yeah,
definitely helped them.
Yeah, that's.
They're moving the ball at will right now.
Yeah, that looked pretty good. Going for the point after. Kicker number 20, Keelan Gonzalez. Kick is up. And that's good. And at the 4:39 mark after the point after, Cocoa Beach hometown Minutemen on senior night lead the Lions of Faith Christian 7-0.
I think it's going to be very competitive. We haven't seen a lot of offense yet from Faith Christian. They've got some kids that can run. They look explosive.
Right.
And Cocoa Beach better contain them, or it could get a little dangerous.
I tell you one thing I've noticed when we look at number 1, the starting quarterback Elijah Nickerson, and number 8, backup quarterback Jay Caldwell. They're both good size. They look physical. They're the kind of quarterbacks, almost like DJ Lagway at Florida, that they're going to beat you with their legs and their arm if you're not careful.
It's a dual threat, for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm glad Florida finally woke up.
Yeah.
And winning some games.
We'll have to talk about that on an upcoming podcast.
Yeah.
All right, Cocoa Beach kicking off for the second time tonight. A little pooch about the 20-yard line. Picked up by the Lions. And he's got nowhere to go. Man, and again, that's one of the things we've talked about. Cocoa Beach, they know how to tackle.
Well, it looked like a face mask by Cocoa Beach, but they didn't call it.
Well, that's the same crew from last night's Minnesota game. Didn't call it in the end zone. They got knocked down to the high school level after missing a...
Right there in front of Torch, who's been around.
Yeah, he has.
Officiating since the 70s.
Well,
and right in front of him. Maybe his eyes are bad as mine.
You know what? And you and I both know we're blessed to have the Mid-Coast Officials Association here. Probably one of the few counties in the state that has the same officials association for every single sport. And we've, like you said, Coach, we've had a relationship with them since probably the 60s.
Yeah, they've been around a while. They do a great job.
All right, 1st and 10. Snap goes back to the backup quarterback, number 8, Caldwell. That was a run play all along. He gets about halfway, 5 yards. I am a little surprised. Again, Nickerson comes in averaging 188 yards passing a game. I'm a little surprised we haven't seen more of that.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. Maybe they'll open it up here pretty soon. What they may be doing, trying to draw that defense in.
Right.
And then, run a play action pass.
Right. 2nd down and 5. Again, we're in the first quarter at just under the 4-minute mark. Minutemen lead 7-0. Lions come into the game 4-5. Cocoa Beach comes in with a record of 2-6. Here comes the pass play that we talked about. Don't look like he could get the ball off. He's being pursued. Yeah, he goes nowhere. Wow.
Number 2, Gabe Howard on the tackle. Senior.
That coach, and I know that's one thing as a past football coach that you look at. To me, that was a play where everybody stayed in their spot. They didn't go to the other side, and when he decided to run to his right, there were 2 Minutemen waiting for him.
Yeah, you can tell. I can tell you right now, they've got some great defensive coaches over here. One of them was that satellite with us. He's from Georgia.
Okay.
And I can guarantee they're well coached.
Yeah, that was a nice play where everybody stayed in their spot, and maybe got about one. We'll call it 3rd and 4 yards as the Lions try to pick up a first down. Their second possession of the night. And a pass play. Nice pass. He was open. That was a pass play for about 10 yards. You know,
Great passing.
Yeah,
quarterback has pressure on him.
yeah, we were just talking about that. He's thrown for almost 200 yards a game. You know, you can't be lulled in with that run game.
But you know, his offensive line is not as good as the defensive line of Cocoa Beach, but he's got a lot of pressure on him.
Right,
I suspect they might roll him out in the, you know, give him a little more time.
right. Nice pickup by the Lions of Faith Christian. They're just inside their own 40-yard line. A little handoff to number 6, slanting over to the left. That's Cameron Hancock. He's a junior.
There's about 9 Minutemen on that tackle.
Hancock comes in with 25 rushes for 168 yards. But a number that pops out on both of these teams on rushing, he's averaging 6.7 yards a carry. That's the kind of running back you like to have.
Heck yeah, that's amazing. Minutemen are playing well tonight so far. Really getting to the ball.
Nice defensive stop, pickup of about 2. It's 2nd and 8. Lions are at their own 41. Timeout on the field. And that's an official's timeout. Not sure if a young man maybe wasn't feeling good from the Minutemen, comes over to the sidelines. I'm thinking, though, once he's off, they got to get back out there. It's not a full timeout. Again, we're just under 2 minutes in the first quarter. The Minutemen scored on their first possession of the game, and they lead the Lions of Faith Christian 7-0 here on a beautiful night, Cocoa Beach, senior night. All right, so let's see. We got a flag or not have a flag?
I don't see one.
No.
He was out of the, he was past the tackle box.
Yeah, past the tackle box. It went past the line of scrimmage, so he was good. Now, I have to admit, Coach, that was a pretty smart play on that young man to know to get rid of that, because that would have been a big loss.
Throw it away. That's maturity right there.
Right. Big third down, 3rd and 8. Again, the Lions are at their own 41. 1:42 left in the first quarter. Cocoa Beach leads 7-0. Big play right here to see if the Lions can get into Minutemen territory or have to punt for the second time tonight. Man in motion over to the left. Back to pass. A little bit overthrown, incomplete. Bring up a 4th down, and I'm thinking 4th and 8. Got to be careful, though. They pulled them off sides the first time and ended up getting a 1st down on it. So hopefully Minutemen will be a little bit more in tune with the count. What do you always teach them? Do they watch the ball versus listen to the count? What's the way you
Key the ball.
Okay.
Key the ball in that situation.
Again, Faith Christian comes into the game tonight at 4-5. This is their last regular season game, but they're in the SSAA, and I believe all teams make the postseason, so they might have another game left to play. Nice punt up in the air. Again, they're going to let it bounce. Not again. Was that I don't think that was a flag. Just a nice little block. Looks like the ball's down. Let's see where they're going to place it. Right about the 30-yard line. So for the second time tonight, Cocoa Beach comes in on offense. They scored the first time, and now they get the ball for the second time. First quarter, 1:30 to go. And again, they lead 7-0.
Well, the Lions are hanging in there.
Yeah, they are. I would think, though, that defensive coordinator, like you used to be, they're talking about how they pretty much just ran it down their throat the first time. They didn't even. I think they attempted one pass play, but other than that, they didn't have to. 1st and 10 for the Minutemen.
There's a couple big boys on that offensive line.
A little swing around to the side here. Again, that's number 10, senior Aaron Garber. Comes in at 6'2", 190. That's about 6 inches and 50 pounds more than when I was a senior at Cocoa High School. So I don't,
Big boy.
Picked up of about 7. That's a 2nd and a short 3 for the Minutemen. Again, moving the ball really good on offense. I think, like you said, they got a little bit of an advantage in the trenches.
Oh, no doubt. They got some beef here on the left side.
They got those young men from Wisconsin maybe, or
yeah.
one of those Big Ten schools. Another little
they do.
handoff right up the middle, finds a little hole, and I think he's going to pick up another first down for Cocoa Beach.
Number 50, Liam Barton on the tackle. 6'0", 180.
That's number 24, running back Tristan Sajak. He comes in with 468 yards, and again, 4.4 yard per clip. I'll take 4.4 yards anytime for any running back.
Good running back.
All right, so they picked up the first down, 1st and 10, pass a little bit high. That screen was set up pretty good. That pass was intended for number 10, Aaron Garber. 2nd and 10 for the Minutemen. Ball sits at their own 47.
Number 10, Garber seems to be their workhorse.
Yeah, he's getting his reps in.
He's the go-to guy.
So let me ask you this: on senior night, do you stick to your plan? Do you give the ball a little bit more to the seniors? Do you wait and see how the game plays out?
I did.
You just
Depending on,
it is what it is, unless it gets out of hand or something.
Yeah, I got to win the game. If I'm leading,
Right.
I'm leading by, then I'll put them in.
Because you want to come back next year.
Exactly.
You're not a
I don't
senior.
want to get fined. You got to win.
Oh, that good play there by the Lions on defense. Not much of a pickup. I don't know about you, Coach, but these teams, it's almost like it's a rivalry. It's getting a little dusty out there on those tackles.
Sure is.
I don't know.
This field hasn't been watered.
Maybe there were some tweets going on, or locker room. But they're playing hard. What do we got here?
Sure.
That's the end of the first quarter. Again, Minutemen, only the second time they've had the ball. First time they had it, they went about 90 yards, and on a 1 yard touchdown run, they scored. Cocoa Beach leads it after 7-0.
I'm sure with all this social media now, that maybe these players are getting online and back and forth. You know what I'm saying?
It's
give it a little ammunition there.
Back in the day when you and I played, it was the rotary phone. If we were going to trash talk, we had to, and it might have even been, what was it, party lines? We had to make sure that we got.
That's why we're playing our 8-track tapes. I still have a few of those.
You got to love a music system where it switches tracks in the middle of a song.
Exactly.
Now tomorrow, if some of these players are listening to the broadcast, they might have to Google 8-track just to kind of see what does that mean. But for most of our listeners, I think they know. But
I always hate it when they have to pull it out and the tape got stuck.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And you try to manipulate it and get it out, and it breaks, and then you got to tape it.
Well, that was the one good thing about buying them at the flea market. They cost $1. I'll pull it out, throw it in the trash, and go get another one. Didn't quite sound like the original, but back then on a young teenager fixed income. All right, Cocoa Beach got the ball again. It's 3rd and 11. Back to pass. First pass. Oh, look at there. He's wide open. Nice catch. Oh, man. That's number 14. Brennan Burke, he slid into that one literally. That was a perfect throw. He threw that where he was going.
That was a good throw and catch. Good timing. Nice delivery on that by the quarterback for Cocoa Beach.
I like that, and I like the way Burke came back from the ball. Again, Brennan Burke, another senior tonight. He comes in with 29 receptions, over 400 yards, and again, 14 yards per catch. That's not bad.
Might get him into college right there.
That might. He has 5 touchdowns on the year receiving. Again, Minutemen are marching for the second time tonight. It's 1st and 10 at the 37 of the Lions. Coming around the right side, another run play. That's Garber. One thing when you look at the stats for the teams, when you look at Cocoa Beach, they're 156 yards passing per game, 98 yards rushing. Maybe Ted Kimmy saw something on the defensive tapes because they're reversing that tonight.
Yeah. You got to do what they give you,
Exactly.
He's a good offensive mind.
And that's a good point as a football coach, Mr. Cook. I guess you do readjust based on what the other team is good at defensively.
Right. And defensively, just the opposite. You try to take away what the other team does best.
Gotcha. All right, little handoff up the middle. Not too far. Nice play by the defensive line. Up, and there's another flag. Oh, something else going on in the back. Man, like I said, Coach, we got that satellite Cocoa Beach rivalry feel tonight for some reason. And I don't think these teams played last year, but something's going on.
Faith Christian is way over in Orlando on 34 Road.
Yeah, they didn't play last year, so I'm not sure. I mean, that's what, third or fourth foul we've seen at that level. All right, here we go. Another dead ball. Which one is this going?
Personal foul.
Wow, going against Cocoa Beach. I don't know if it's just amped up on senior night, but yeah, I think the assistant coaches, as they're writing down the notes for halftime, are talking about this.
Oh, absolutely. You just can't have that. That's just cannot beat yourself like that.
Yeah, that pushed them way back. That adds about 15 yards. So now they're looking at the third and about 22 as the ball sits at the 47-yard line of the Lions at the 10:30 mark of the second quarter. Again, Cocoa Beach still leads 7-0. This is just their second possession tonight. They scored on their first possession, but they got a little work to do on this play. Third down for the Minutemen. Back to pass. And all right, so that was another flag. I don't think that was that might have been either pass interference or it looked like maybe one of the offensive linemen pulled out a pancake when he shouldn't have. We'll have to see which way this goes.
It's like a middle screen. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that was, you don't want to.
Oh, and that was a receiver downfield.
Okay, because that lineman was way down.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing they declined that. Yeah. So that brings up automatic fourth down. So, Minutemen were marching, 15-yard penalty. I don't care where you're at on the field. That just hurts.
Sure did. And this play, kind of weird, you know. Why the lineman would go downfield.
Yeah, all right, so what is it if it's a screen pass and the receiver catches it behind the line? Is that when they can move forward, or at no point can they go past?
Well, yeah, if it's thrown behind the line of scrimmage, they can't.
Then they can't. Okay, but again, I don't think that was the case. But
I think it's
all
probably
right,
designed.
Nice punt,
To
all the way back. Ball is loose. It's on the ground. Oh man, that was almost another disaster for Faith Christian. Okay, I'm gonna guess you, Coach. If you're inside the 10, you just let. I mean, what's the best that you can hope happen if you touch that ball? I don't know for
You
sure.
just got to keep it on the ground and try to get out of there. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
You know.
That's the second time, both on a kickoff and a punt return, that they've almost lost the ball. That would have been a disaster, but the Lions come up with it. Even though they're deep in their own territory, they still hold possession. And it's 1st and 10 at the 10-minute mark. Again, Cocoa Beach up by 7.
Young man might have been better off letting it hit the ground. I don't know. It was kind of high. So.
Yeah, and if it could have bounced the right way, they might be up at the 20. Instead, they're down about the 12-yard line. I'm like you, Coach. Number 1 and number 8 look like some pretty elite athletes. I'm waiting for one of them to break something.
Yeah, they're pretty quick.
All right, little handoff up the middle. That goes nowhere. Nice defensive play by the Minutemen defensive line.
Most of the Minutemen on that play.
It reminds me of the year that Florida won their first national championship, and they got beat by Florida State in the last game of the regular season, and they were beating the heck out of Danny Werfel, and I think Bowden said, we just keep playing to the whistle.
Yeah.
I see a little bit of that going on right here. There's a little past the whistle.
But animosity.
They didn't play last year. They're so a loss of about 1. It is 2nd and 11 for the Lions. Again, back to quarterback, we got number 1, Elijah Nickerson, thrown for almost 1,700 yards, so we know he's got an arm on him. Pass play, complete. Yeah, nice pass. That's complete to number 12, Jermaine Washington.
On the stop there. That was a nice pass.
That was a nice pass.
Dangerous, but nice.
Yeah, that was...
nice throw and catch.
Yeah. And I'm thinking as this defense for the Minutemen continues to kind of stop up that run. You got a young man, like I say, he's throwing for almost 200 yards a game. I think we're going to see that ball in the air a little bit more often.
Faith Christian picked up a first down.
Yeah, they sure did.
Minutemen had them backed up, so...
yeah, that's tough to let them out. 1st and 10 at their own 22. 9 minutes left. Minutemen lead 7-0. Another pass play. A little bit too high.
A little flare pass out to the right there. It looked like he had some running room there.
It did. I didn't see any blockers out there, but you're right. He had a little bit of room before the Minutemen would have caught up to him. So I have to give him credit.
All you got to do is make a little move on that.
That was, I think that was number 6, Cameron Hancock, pass intended. So 2nd and 10. Again at their own 22, down by 7. Home team Minutemen are leading with 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. Quarterback keeper going around the right side, but gosh, got nowhere.
Picked up a few.
That was the backup quarterback, Jay Caldwell.
Like number 30 was on the tackle there. Nicholson. Outside linebacker.
That's one thing about running the ball all the time. We're almost down to halfway through the second quarter. We might get home in time to watch Judge Judy tonight, the way this game is going.
One of my favorite shows.
You don't mess with a woman that wears the robe of a judge and makes $40 million a year. You just don't mess with her. All right, big play here, 3rd down across the middle.
Number 8 over the middle there.
Yeah, he did. If that ball had been a little bit, he would have gotten some running room on that. All right, nice hold by the defense of the Minutemen. Again here on senior night. Beautiful city and town and campus of Cocoa Beach Junior Senior High School. 4th down for the Lions.
It is beautiful weather.
Oh man, this is, like I say, Florida. I don't even know if we're at fall yet, but tonight is probably the first Friday that it felt good this morning. Didn't get super hot. We're catching up with everybody else. Ooh, a little high catch. Let's see. Oh, he got the punt away. Nice punt. Oh, here they go again. I don't know what's going on. I just don't get it.
That's going to give, if it's against...
Yeah, well, he ripped his helmet off. I'm thinking it has to go against 13 Augusto of Faith Christian, but I just don't understand the extracurricular.
It might be a penalty on both.
Yeah, it could have been.
Offsetting. Let's see.
So we got a face mask for that. Well, that's all they're calling. All right. You got to be, as a head coach, you're disappointed on penalties, but you got to be disappointed when it had nothing to do with the play. It was nowhere near the ball. There was just no sense in that.
Well, you know what you do. You take that player out and you put him on the bench and let him sit a while and think about it.
Yeah. I was going to ask you.
He's going to be running on Monday.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of silly penalties. Not only in this game, some other games that I've watched this year. Not necessarily this game, but some other games. That, this hurts you. It hurts you. It hurts you.
All right, so I'm a little bit okay. I guess the face mask went against Cocoa Beach. I thought it was against. So that pushed them back. 1st and 10. Nice little running play. He's going to break it loose. He's going down the sideline. Oh, nice tackle. That's the way you get out of a penalty. Wow. He's coming.
Nice tackle by number 9.
Number 24 is coming up limping a little bit. You hate to see that. That's Tristan Sajak. He's been the workhorse tonight, and he's limping over to the bench. We certainly wish him well, but yeah, you hate to see that.
Oh, absolutely. That was a good tackle by Caden Valentine. Saved the tackle there.
Sure did.
Really good hustle. Good effort.
And I'm sure as a coach, that's something you look at where they don't give up on the ball. That young man probably could have easily said, you know what, but you're right. He came across the field at an angle. That was a good catch.
Didn't give up.
No. All right, 1st and 10 from the 22. Cocoa Beach driving, trying to score their second touchdown. Handoff goes to number 10, right up the middle. That's senior Aaron Garber, and he picks up a few.
Tackled by number 3.
Yeah, I really would like to pick Coach Kimmy's brain. They come into the game passing twice as much as they're running, but we're not seeing that tonight.
Well, evidently they watched the film,
right?
Done the film. They've seen some weaknesses there in the secondary, so they're exploiting it. I think
they sure are. Man, they are just. Again, we hope that young man, that was number 24, Sajek, that we saw limping towards the bench. We hope he's okay. Hopefully, he'll be back in. But again, his health and safety is paramount. So we got 2nd down and 3 yards. Again, back to Garber, coming around the right side. Looks like they got him out just before the pylon.
Number 7, Ramos, knocked him out. 6'3", 170, junior.
Man, they got some good sized men on that Lions team.
Yeah, they do.
All right, so that's a 1st and goal. He didn't score then, but they got 4 chances to punch it in from about the 5-yard line. Again, we're at the 7-minute mark, 2nd quarter. Cocoa Beach on senior night leads 7-0 over the visiting Lions out of Orlando on Curry Road, Faith Christian Academy.
I've been there many times.
Wasn't there like a Ford? There's like a dealership or something. Ford dealership, yeah.
Curry Ford.
All right, back off to Curry, right up the middle. And touchdown. Cocoa Beach Minutemen, 13-0 at the 6:54 mark.
Well, Kimmy gave it to his workhorse there, and
He sure did.
fought his way in the end zone. Good run.
So, Coach, again, when both teams are running the ball, the game goes by pretty fast. Each team's only had the ball 2 times, and we are halfway through the 2nd quarter. As a coach over at Faith Christian, what are you telling your defense right now?
I'm telling them they need to stay low. They need to make some tackles.
Kick is up, and for the 2nd time tonight, the point after is good. That's Keelan Gonzalez. And at 6:54 the 2nd quarter, hometown Minutemen on senior night lead 14-0.
As you spoke about earlier, Bill, Faith Christian, they don't have that many kids on the
Right,
sideline,
right.
So they're probably getting fatigued now, hopefully they'll get plenty of Gatorade and make it through to the 4th quarter, but they're getting fatigued. And I see a lot of Cocoa Beach kids going, only playing one side of the ball.
Right.
So that can wear you out.
We talked about this during the pregame, even though the Lions come in at 4-5 and Cocoa Beach is hoping to break a 5-game losing streak, coming in at 2-6. They were ranked about the same in Orlando and in the state. Actually, Faith Christian ranked a little bit higher in the state. Cocoa Beach ranked a little bit higher in Metro Orlando. Kind of reminds me of those VAM scores we used to have to figure out. But you said this early, Coach. This is a close game, but Cocoa Beach is just a little bit quicker on some of those fine things like tackling and the offensive line you mentioned. And
the offensive line is really dominating tonight for Cocoa Beach. Some big kids.
Yeah, oh my gosh, on both sides. Like I said, I almost wonder if Faith Christian is depending on number 1 and number 8 too much. Again, pick up down there deep, stepped out of bounds, so it looks like he's right about the 20-yard line.
On the 20 there. Torch is right on it.
He sure is. I could be wrong, whether he is or just got in the Hall of Fame MCOA. If he's not,
He should be.
He should be, right. Yeah, I'm thinking he did get in, but, and listen, let's not just talk about how good of a referee he is. He's given up 35, 40 years, and I bet you I think he does baseball too. I mean, he's given his life to the youth of Brevard County, and we're thankful for that.
When I coached for many years, and he was always highly respected.
Yeah. And that's all you can ask as a coach, is right. All right, 1st down and 10 for the Lions. Oh, we got a big hole there. He's got nobody. We got a horse race going. I don't think anybody's going to catch him. And that's number 8, the backup quarterback. We've talked about him before. Caldwell. We knew one of them was going to break a big one. And man, just like that, they're back in the game. It's 14-6.
We talked about it earlier. As a coach, I can see these kids, the ability they have, and
Right.
explosiveness.
Wow.
But, Cocoa Beach was stopping them at the time.
Yeah.
So that was like a trap play in the middle there, and he took off.
He sure did. Wow. I'm trying to think.
80 yards.
Oh, yeah, 80 yards. That's 80 yards. He is 6'3", 173, and man, all 6'3" of him with those long legs, there was no catching him once he was through that defensive line. Wow.
I'm sure he runs a 4.6.
Yeah, right. So here's an interesting stat that I noticed when we were doing our research today. If I saw it correctly, I don't think Faith Christian has attempted a field goal this year. And I'm not sure if they've even done too many point afters because, again, you're down 14-6. All right, they're going to give that toll. So I think the two-point conversion is out of necessity. And I think that's one thing. And I see Coach Kimmy over there talking to the refs. When you hesitate on a call a little bit, it leaves you a little bit open to, second guessing. But you know what? If they pause because they wanted to get it right, I'm okay with that.
Coach Kimmy wasn't happy about that, I guess.
No.
Don't have instant replay in high school yet?
You know what? Only us up here in the booth, I think, are the only. But hey, two-point conversion is good. And after an 80-yard touchdown run by number 8 Caldwell, backup quarterback, and I think we're going to be looking at number 1 and number 8 a lot tonight. At 6:40, it's a 6-point game as the home team, Cocoa Beach, leads 14-8.
Yeah, that was a little excitement there. That was a nice run.
That was a nice run. And
Faith Christian.
you almost get the feel that Cocoa Beach is going to methodically score, but Faith Christian has that explosiveness that just like this, they're right back in it.
You got to contain them, but like I said, that was a trap play of the middle.
Yeah, that was good.
I don't know where the linebacker. I guess the linebackers got blocked.
Right.
But once he got to that secondary, he was gone.
That was. And that's one thing. You even see that in the NFL when they're playing 8 or 9 in the box. If there's nobody behind you and you don't make the play, he's got nothing but grass.
Well, Cocoa Beach has been stunting them off tonight, stunting inside. So you can get caught doing that.
Right.
Because your linebackers are going inside, and there's nobody to scrape or make the tackles.
Right. Ball went out of bounds. That's what the penalty basically is the ball went out of bounds. So it's going to be 1st and 10, Cocoa Beach from their own 35. Again, 6:40 left. They're up 14-6. But again, Faith Christian seems to have those tall and lean athletes. And they when you got a quarterback that throws for 200 yards and the backup quarterback that can run 80 in one play, they're never out of it.
No, they've got some talent.
Oh, nice pass play. And he's still up. That's number 1. He's still going. That is Santi Chavez. He's another senior, 6', 175. And man, that's the way you answer, Coach.
He's talking about number 1. Nicholson came up there and put a good lick on it. And also talked to the Cocoa Beach running back there, or receiver, right? But I thought it was going to be another penalty.
So because they've been talking about ice cream sandwiches after the game. I'm not, could have been. Yeah,
I'm on a new diet right now.
Are you okay?
No sugar.
Oh man.
So.
All right. Well, I'll be thinking of you. All right, we got first down again. Another pitch out. That's Aaron Garber, another senior. And man, he just.
Good pickup.
It takes 2 or 3 to bring him down. What do we got?
Smarter than that.
All right, so let's see. I don't think it was too much time or anything. I don't think it was a play before the. Just trying to see what they're looking at. All right, so what do we got? I missed the call. All right, 5. No.
Big penalty there.
Yeah, I don't know what that one was.
Late hit out of bounds.
Yeah. Wow.
Beach
You
kind
know,
of losing their
well,
composure
and
a
you
little
know
bit.
that-
I mean, that was an aggressive.
And the tough thing on that play is, and we talked about this before, that was a play right up the middle. I mean, that was a penalty that just didn't really have to happen, but
You usually don't get late hits if you're on offense.
yeah. Water break. Yeah, I think both coaches are going to be talking about the hanky at halftime on both sides.
They started this water break thing back in '88 when I was.
Was it that
when I
long?
coaching,
Was it really?
yeah.
Wow.
When I was coaching, and our kids were so tough, we had to take water out. So the manager would bring the water out, and the players would pour it out. They wouldn't drink it.
Is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my
They were a
gosh.
tough bunch of
Oh my gosh.
kids back there. Cocoa High School.
Yeah, let me reiterate, that's my alma mater, Cocoa High School you're talking about.
Well, they're dominating football in the state of Florida right now.
Yeah, they, I see they're the number 3 seed, but don't let their record. They're playing some tough teams. So if people want to think they're the number 3 seed in the region, you hope you don't draw the 3rd seed. Let's put it that way. All right, after the yeah, they do. All right, after the water break. All right, so it's 1st and 10.
I'll sweep the number
All right,
4.
little sweep out there to number 4. Gets about 6 or 7 yards. That is Ryan Rogers. He's rushed for 207 yards this year. Just a sophomore, 3 touchdowns. Again, sophomore, 6 foot, 215.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, I never saw that in my life.
I wouldn't want to feed that.
I know, right? Yeah. Yeah, they're shopping at Aldi's or BOGO at Publix, one or the other. Nice little run, about 6 yards. I think it's 2nd down, but they got the 4th down marker. One more, I think. There we go. All right, 2nd down, 2nd, and we'll call it 5 for the Minutemen with 5:18 left. Uh-oh. Ball on the ground. Oh, we called that. Okay, I guess that was like a shuttle pass. That was a big break. You know, back in the day, that was a fumble.
Yeah.
You know, but now they got the shuttle pass thing going.
Yeah, I think Bobby Bowden originated that thing.
Did he really? I tell you, that's a good play, though. You don't expect that.
I see Ole Miss runs that a lot.
Do they really? Well, we'll see that in a few weeks when we play them. So, all right, so that was no gain. It's 3rd and 4. 5 minutes to go in the first half. Cocoa Beach home team senior night leads 14-6. And again, only the 3rd time they've had the ball tonight. They're at the 45-yard line of the Lions. Well, I'm going to take that back because.
The Minutemen jumped offside.
Yeah, well, let's see. He's facing the other way. Let's see. That's going to get him close. Offsides on the Lions, and that moves the chains. You know, again, as a coach, penalty is one thing, but that was costly.
Yeah, it sure was. So,
Automatic 1st down when you were hoping to hold them to a 4th down and a punt. So now it's 1st and 10 for the Minutemen. 5 minutes to go in the first half. Ball sits just inside the 40 of Faith Christian. We're going to make any bets? Is this a running play?
I think it's going to be a pass.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
We got a decoy out here now.
All right.
12. I think they can go to 12.
We got number 11, Remy Vinet, in the background. What do we got? Here we go. A little handoff coming back around this side. A little juking back and forth. All right. What do we got? What do we got?
Stop by number 7. Ramos.
It looks like they were looking at a face mask. I'm not sure what I saw, but
It's going to be a halfback pass.
yeah. Oh, you think so? It just got broke up?
Had too much penetration by the defensive line.
All right, 5 minutes even. Cocoa Beach up 14-6. Wow. think by the time you take off those penalties, total yards for both teams, except for that 80-yard run, it might not be triple digits. All right, that pushed them way back. They got 10, I'm going to call it 27 yards.
It's like his illegal hands to the head. Coach Kimmy was questioning the referee there.
They're marking it as a first down. Oh, now it's a pass play back to the other side. Got a few blockers out front. Still up on his feet. Nice coverage by the Lions. They stayed in their respective spots. Pass complete to number 12. I believe that's Gunnar Dock.
I believe 21 was on the tackle.
So second down, and what do you got there? You got 5, 10, 15. About 15, so that was a nice little pickup of about 6 or 7 yards. Second down for the Minutemen as we get to the 4:30 mark. Ball sits just outside their own 45. Again, Cocoa Beach up 14-8 in the second quarter with 4 minutes to go, and looking to increase their lead before halftime. Nice pass long. Oh, just out of the reach.
Number 12 was wide open on him.
Oh, yeah, on the other side. I like that play call, though. You know what? You're up by 8, 4 minutes to go in the half. I like that call by Coach Kimmy.
Well, he needed 20 yards for the first down, so he's going to air it out.
Right.
Going to loosen the defense up a little bit. And see what he comes back with.
And I know you say 3 things happen on a pass play, 2 are bad, but even if they've been an interception, that was as good as a punt.
Good as a punt, exactly.
All right, we'll see what they do this time. They draw it up. It's 3rd, 25. Ball sits outside their 45. 4 minutes to go. Cocoa Beach up by 6, 14-8. All right, let's see.
A little bit of procedure against the Minutemen.
Wow. All right, silly questions. Have you ever been in a situation where you had miles to go and you punted on 3rd? you waved the flag?
Quick kick, yeah.
Did you? A quick kick?
Yeah,
Okay.
the Minutemen are going the wrong way.
Yeah, it's 3rd, and even though I'm a math teacher, I can't count those yards. Let's see what they got going. They got another pass play right over the middle. Nice play to number 10, Aaron Garber.
Talk about number 12.
Picked up a lot. Picked up about half. It's still 4th down and 15, but. Again, that's you didn't get the first down, but when you pick up half your yardage back, that's a good thing.
Yeah, it was a good tackle there by Jermaine Washington. He's got 59 tackles. Only a freshman.
Wow. So he's averaging about 6 tackles a game. That's pretty good in high school football.
Absolutely.
All right, back to punt. That is kicker number 20, Keelan Gonzalez. They got several guys deep back there for Faith Christian. And let's see what happens. Nice punt.
Nice kick.
Let it go. Oh, again, picks it up. All right. Hey,
Valentine on return.
I give the young man credit on that. Instead of letting it bounce, he picked it up and he got some good yardage out of it.
Sure did.
All right, 3 minutes to go.
Never been back in the hole if they let it down.
Yeah, right.
He's out
Yeah.
close to the 20 of them.
Yeah, he did. That was a good gain. That was I think he was inside his 5, and that was a good pickup. So so what do you do if a young man maybe makes the wrong decision but gets a good play out of it? Do you still counsel him about that?
Yeah. You'll counsel him a little bit, but also
Pat him on the back. Right, exactly.
He's making coach look good. You can't get beat too bad.
That might have been why he ran so well. He's thinking, I probably shouldn't have done that, but if I get to the 20, I'll be okay.
Yeah.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Lions on a Faith Christian. 3 minutes to go, down by 6. Pass play. Wow. That was a nice call. That was to number 15, James Harp.
Yeah, number 0, Cade Williams, cornerback. He was right there, but had him by a couple steps.
Yeah, he sure did. Yeah, that was a nice play from your own 20. Again, that young man Nickerson has passed for almost 1,700 yards, 18 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. But we talked about this earlier, that we've already seen it from Caldwell. They come come across as a big play team.
Yeah. They can, like I said, they can strike fast.
Right. Second and 10. Let's see what we got. You always got to look at where number 8 is because you know he's going to be in there somewhere.
He's the playmaker.
All right, pass goes, hike right back to number 8. Nice coverage by the defense. Nice tackle.
Minutemen.
Young man down. We don't like to see that. Oh, that's number 8. That's Caldwell. I didn't see what happened. At least it was just a hard hit. I didn't see anything.
Yeah, you had several
Guys holding it and somebody. Yeah, I don't think we saw anything wrong with that. I think it was just like you said, football is a violent sport, unfortunately, and we hope that young man.
He's see him on the ground like that, but hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, he's a sophomore. Certainly comes across as a very special player. You got number 8 Caldwell as a sophomore, number 1 Nickerson as a freshman. Again, I'm not sure the Orlando area with the portal, but you got some special players if they stay with the team.
Oh yeah, they're certainly got some talent.
Again, 2:46 left. Minutemen are up 14-6. We'll take the camera off that young man while they're looking at him. Well, it looks like they got him coming up. That's certainly a good sign to see. Limping a little bit, and hopefully that shakes that off. But again, that's a young man that scampered for 80 yards a few minutes ago to put the Lions on the board. And after the 2-point conversion, again, they're down by 6.
Yeah, he took a big hit there on that. So glad to see him up on his feet.
Yeah. You know, you've had 5 kids, still got 1 playing in college. Spectators, one thing as a parent, you don't like to see that. I've seen it a couple times. Luckily, not too many, and luckily nothing super serious. But yeah, it's not.
You have a son that played high school football, so
Yeah,
he had to be kind of nervous up there sitting in the
It's
stands.
yeah, you know, he fared well. It wasn't until his senior year as a wrestler at the state tournament, his first match, he got a concussion.
Wow.
And other than that, knock on wood, that was really the only didn't get hurt, you know, in football and being an offensive lineman, you know, getting crunched up sometimes, but he was blessed that other than the concussion, he unscathed. So back to action. It's 3rd and about 4. We got Nickerson back at quarterback, pass play. Right idea. It might have been a situation where the young man that it was intended for was concentrating on keeping his feet in bounds and incomplete.
Yeah. Good defense there by the Minutemen.
Yeah, it was. Cocoa Beach, again, you know, and that's one thing I'm sure you as a head coach and Kimmy's going to talk about. They've given up 1 play. Other than that, defense has probably played the best that we've seen of the several games that we've been out here.
Done a good job holding the Lions, except for that 1 big play.
Yeah. All right, number 1, Nickerson actually back to punt. All-around athlete, 4th down, standing at about his 14-yard line. Nice catch right at the 50-yard line. That is number 14 on the catch. Brennan Burke. He's a senior tonight.
First down, Minutemen.
All right, so we got 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in the half. Minutemen back on offense at the 50-yard line. And
I see as we do these games.
right.
Quarterback's not under center anymore. Like, you know, it's funny how they've taken on the same type of offense as colleges and high schools.
Right.
Pro now, but back in my day, everybody ran the wishbone or ran wing T or pro set. But kids are throwing the ball nowadays.
All right, 1st and 10, little pass play, runs into his own player. Ball,
That might be...
I think that was that was a complete pass. Yeah, that ball dropped on the ground.
Incomplete pass. Close to a lateral. So the referees are going to discuss it here, but it'd be interesting to see how this plays out.
Plus, was there a whistle that was called? I don't know. Yeah, I don't. It didn't look to be that close of a lateral.
I'm not crazy about it. That's a quick screen pass. I'm not crazy about it.
Well,
it takes so long to develop.
and as you saw, the receiver out there to block, he was there was no space, and he ran into his own guy, basically.
Right. Yeah, it was,
Maybe there's 4 bad things that happened on the pass play.
Run into
hitting
your own
your own guy.
we'll have to add that.
Okay. All right, 2nd and 10 at the 50-yard line. Again, looks like a pass play. He's looking down to the right. He's got number 12. Looked like he's open. A little bit overpass. Intended for Gunnar Dock, a junior, 5'6", 130. Brings up 3rd and 10.
Nicely thrown ball.
Yeah, it was.
Just wasn't on target.
1:58 left. Cocoa Beach up by 6, 14-8. Again, 80-yard run play by a young man who they had to take to the bench. We hope he's okay. Number 8, Caldwell. And both times Cocoa Beach has had the ball, they've been methodical in the way they marched it down there. So it's interesting now. We're starting to see a few more pass plays.
Yeah, I mean, they're mixing it up a little bit. They're using a lot of time, too, on the clock.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. It's anybody's ball game right now.
Oh, yeah. It's, like I said, we look at one team methodical, one team quick break. All right, back here for another pass play. Looking down the sideline, going across, a little bit out of bounds. 4th down. So Chris Hall, quarterback, right? Cocoa High School. Both run and pass. Was he mainly one or the other, or what?
You know, we ran the wishbone, triple option attack, but he could throw the ball.
I thought so.
We played Titusville, and took his jersey, he was number 8. We took his jersey and put it on another kid for quarterback. Put Chris at halfback on the very first play against Coach Driscoll at Titusville. We ran a halfback pass and scored on the very first.
Is that right? It's funny how you remember those plays. All right, 4th down, Cocoa Beach in punt position. Let's see if there's going to be a return. That young man, he doesn't let anything bounce. I got to give him credit.
Not real big, but
no, but he don't. No.
Most of Minutemen on that.
What number is he? That's is that number 9? Yeah, number 9. It's number 9. Cardin Valentine. I give that young man credit as a sophomore. What? 5'5", 110.
Yeah.
Man, 5'5", 110. I was running from my sister back in those days.
Yeah,
Holy mackerel.
A lot of courage right here.
Yeah, I give him credit.
I imagine there's going to be Coach Kimmy's going to be a little vocal at halftime.
It's
losing their cool a little bit. Unnecessary penalties.
All right, 1:37 left in the first half. Cocoa Beach up 14-8. 1st and 10 for the Lions at their own 20. Let's see what they got planned for a minute and a half. All right, it's good to see number 8 back in the game. Nice pass play to the other quarterback, number 1. And just like that, another big play. That's Caldwell to Nickerson, the 2 guys that we think are the game. The question is going to be how much gas they have left in the 4th quarter.
Now, these 2 are carrying this team.
They are.
Defensively and offensively, basically. But they're good outputs.
But we're glad to see Caldwell back in the game. He limped off a little bit earlier, and again, you got to remember, Nickerson's the one that's thrown for 1,600 yards, but Caldwell, he's, you got to watch out for that arm too. All right, straight run. Again, this is Caldwell around the right side. Looks like he's going to pick up another 1st down.
Driven out of bounds by a host of Cocoa Beach Minutemen.
1:20 left. Again, Lions are only down by 8 thanks to that 2-point conversion. It looks like they're putting the ball in Caldwell's hands with 1:20 left to go.
If they can score in 1:20, it's going to be an interesting second half.
Sure is. I wish we were on the sideline. We could talk to the coaches when they come out of the locker room because I really like to know what they're going to talk about. All right, 1st and 10 for the Lions. Looks like he's going to pass it out there. 15 is open. Just like that. That was 45 yards. And that was number 15, James Harp. And Coach, that's what we said. One team, Cocoa Beach, methodical. The other team, they can strike at any minute. And there's another big play. Now we got extracurricular. I'm just not sure why that keeps going on.
Great throw and catch there.
Sure was. I mean, look at number 15. I don't have his size, but he's not any bigger than the other young man, number 9, that's catching those punts and kickoffs. So nice play by 15 going off the field there. But we got an 80-yard touchdown run and a 45-yard touchdown pass. And with those type of plays, they're never out.
Big plays there. You know, we mentioned it earlier that they have some explosive players. But as a secondary, you can't get beat deep.
No, yeah, that's that.
As a safety,
Right. Going for the 2-point conversion. Caldwell just going around the right-hand side, and he scores easily. And 2 touchdowns on big plays and 2 2-point conversions. And with 1:12 left in the first half, it's now 16-14. The visiting Lions of Faith Christian take the lead.
It really puts you at an advantage there. If you can do what they've done on
Right.
this extra point, that's 4 points right
Well,
there.
yeah,
They must not have a kicker.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I did not see any attempts on a field goal, and I've hardly seen, I think out of 38 touchdowns that they've scored, there's been 29 point out. But listen, if you got players like Caldwell and Nickerson, you don't need a kicker on the point after. Man, that's and again, the last game that they played, I don't think I put the score down. I think they won 45-0. Every single touchdown except for the last one, for whatever reason, he let somebody kick it. Every touchdown was 2 points.
16-14, so it's going to be an interesting year.
Yeah, you got to figure that took 25 seconds for about 3 plays to occur. And again, that just takes the air out of your sails when you work so hard to score and you just give it up so quickly. Kickoff goes into the end zone. Well, here we are again. We got some more. Guess we're okay.
I'm sure they're going to get their defense together at halftime and make some adjustments.
So as a defensive coordinator on that pass play for 45 yards, you start putting a safety back there in the middle. What do you kind of, because it looks like if you go on one-on-one, it might be to the advantage of the Lions.
Well, yeah. I mean, what I would do probably, I would mix it up a little bit, of course, but I would go, 500, 2 deep, man-to-man underneath,
Okay.
especially on a pass play,
Right.
and have, 2 deep. To play zone.
Gotcha.
Got them man-to-man, but also got them zone coverage. So,
Gotcha.
With the speed that the Lions have,
Yeah,
you
it's
gotta respect it.
yeah, you
gotta
do.
respect it.
All right, so it's 1st and 10. Cocoa Beach got a minute left to go. Pass play. Pass complete. Was he in bounds? Yes, he was. Nice play. Coach Kimmy says we got a minute left. Let's see what we can do. And that moves the chains with 1:05 left. Ball goes out of bounds after the catch. Stops the clock. 1st and 10 for the Minutemen at their own 33.
Good throw and catch there.
It sure was. Minutemen back to the line. Again, down by 2, 16-14. 1:05 left in the first half. Very entertaining, and as Coach Cook called it, based on what he read, close game. Another pass play. Ball gets through the fingers of the receiver. Incomplete. Stops the clock, though. 2nd and 10.
13 was on the play there.
I think one thing I've noticed with the Lions, and like we talked about, small squad as far as how many players, but they've got size and they got speed. Even these young men that are 5'5", 130, like number 13 there, they, 13 on defense. He's a freshman. He don't have his size, but they're playing tough. Don't let their size under 6 foot fool you.
They're playing to win, that's for sure.
Pass complete over the middle. It's got a lot of room. That's senior number 10, Aaron Garber, on senior night at Cocoa Beach, moving the chains with 54 seconds left, down by 2.
Number 10. If I was Cocoa Beach, I'd stay with that play. That's
Yeah, that over.
mismatch there on defense. I would run that play till they stopped it.
So when you're running that, because I'll be honest, but the games that you and I do, I don't see that often up the middle. Are you hoping that you're going to get matched against the linebacker, or that it's just going to be open?
Yeah, it's a mismatch there by the linebacker. Number 10, he's a good athlete.
Sure is.
Small kid, and that's such a quick release pass that it's hard for them to react to it. So
Got it.
Picked up, what did he pick up, 20?
Yeah, picked up about 20, and again, we got 54 seconds left. They're moving the ball. They're not ready to go into the locker room. The ball is at the 50-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Minutemen. They're trying to get some points on the scores. They're down by 2, 16-14, running up against the Lions. Another pass play. Oh, hands it off. Yeah, that goes nowhere. That number 50 was all over that.
Yeah, number 50, Barton.
Yeah, that was a nice.
He's the workhorse for their defense tonight.
I think you've called
I was
it.
kind of surprised he didn't throw the ball.
Well, so they got a timeout, 46 seconds left. First half. Cocoa Beach started off hot, 2 methodical marches on the first 2 times they had the ball on offense. Went up 14-0, but coach called it. Big plays coming from the Lions. 80-yard touchdown run, 45-yard touchdown pass. 2 two-point conversions, and the Lions are up by 2, 16-14.
Yeah, just 2 big plays.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that's
all it took.
You know,
to this point.
And I think you're right. You again never coached football. You got to put something in place, like you said, whether it's 2 deep, man on man, 2 to protect, because you take away those 2 plays that total 125 yards, you're still up 14.
Yeah. And with that speed, you got to do something. You got to come up with something. I mean, you got to put pressure.
Right.
Put pressure too in as well, but it's hard to get to that number 8. He's got quick feet.
2nd and 15. Cocoa Beach back to pass. There it is over the middle, coach. Just like you talked about it. There he's going down the middle. That's senior number 10, Aaron Garber. Got a young man down.
That was the same play.
You were talking about, and again,
Keep running it.
as a coach, at what point does their defense go, okay, we got to shut that down, because there was nothing tricky about it.
Exactly. It's quick pass over the middle there, so made some good yardage.
Again,
boys down, same team.
oh, is that both of them? Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah, that's. We hope they're okay. You know, Aaron Garber, we've called his name several times tonight. He's a senior, 6'2", 190.
Let's go, mate!
I got to see what's in their cafeteria here at Cocoa Beach, because we got some. It must be a protein diet every day. But that young man, he's got 3 rushing touchdowns. And again, we talked about this earlier. Receiving wise, 23 receptions for 349 yards at a 15-yard per catch. We're seeing some big numbers per catch, per rush. I mean, on both sides of the ball.
Well, like we talked about earlier, how football has evolved from the quarterback underneath the center,
Right.
Running now.
Right.
Passing is the dominant feature
Yeah,
in these games. So it's really it's a paradigm shift
Right.
to me. Being an old school running coach.
Right. Hats off to both those young men. Number 7 walking off the field, and number 12. So we certainly hope they're okay, and we see them back here in the second half. But after that big play, it's 1st and 10, 36 seconds to go. Hometown Minutemen here on senior night at the 25-yard line of Faith Christensen, looking to take the lead as they're down by 2, 16-14. Timeout.
Coach Kimmy's got plenty of time to get a touchdown.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to try to put it in the hands of the kicker too. If he keeps it in the middle of the field there. So we'll see what happens here. But I would go back. I'd go back to number 10.
You know what? What did that one Titusville coach tell you? It's up to you to stop them.
Yeah.
So did he win both? He won both the states, 83, 84, right?
Yeah. State champion.
Yeah.
He was loaded, and
Wow.
I tell you what.
Wow.
He had some athletes.
Right. And again, we got to remember, even back then in the 80s, we still had 4 or 5 less high schools. So each school had a pretty good share of athletes back then that didn't get, separated from 16 high schools that we have today, 18 including the 2 private schools. So
kind of spread out now, talent-wise.
all right, 1st and 10. The ball's at the 25. 36 seconds to go. Cocoa Beach down by 2, trying to take the lead, whether it's a touchdown or field goal, going into halftime. Oh, pass into the end zone. Oh, he caught it, and that's a touchdown. Oh my! Number 1, Santi Chavez went up and got that ball. Touchdown with 30 seconds left in the first half. Cocoa Beach goes up by 4.
Another great throw.
Wow.
Like you mentioned earlier, Coach Kimmy, he probably saw that the secondary is a little weak, so
Right.
that's why he's throwing the ball more than he has in previous games. So, and no interceptions. I don't think. Never any interceptions.
And I tell you one thing, at least to me, Coach, that you don't see that often. They're throwing it down the middle. All right, they're going to go for 2 right here, straight up the middle. It looks like he got over, and he did, and the 2-point conversion is good with 30 seconds left. Add 8 points to the Minutemen total, and they are up 22-16. That was a nice drive. I think they started with 112 left. They got 30. Let me think here. 42 seconds to score. Wow, you got to give that, especially at the high school level. That's amazing. Man, I'm going to call a young friend of mine, Billy Napier, at the half and see if he can make it down here or watch the broadcast. We got an off week before we play the Dogs in Georgia next Saturday. He might be looking at some of these plays.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Billy may keep his job.
Gator
fans,
I tell you, with 4, we got LSU, Georgia, Texas, and Ole Miss. You win one of those. Listen, you win 2 of those, you're coming back next year. I don't care what you do, unless he gets beat by Florida State at 1-9. Then maybe.
Florida State's got some problems.
Well, I tell you what, when you're playing a rivalry game like Miami, if Miami thinks the wheels are coming off, they're not going to stop.
No.
I mean, it's All right, kickoff with 30 seconds to go. That looked like he went back in the end zone. I guess not. Brings it out. Nice little run. I think that is number 8, Caldwell. Nice little run back. Okay, that showed a lot of character. I mean, it really did. They scored twice in the first quarter, giving up 2 big plays, and 42 seconds off the clock, score like they did.
Yeah,
Come on, defense!
that's a quick score, like you said.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it shows some character. They,
sure did.
I'm sure they. I know Ted Kimmy. I know he wasn't real happy with some of the penalties, so I'm sure he straightened them out there on the sideline. I saw he had the offense all huddled up.
Did he?
A few plays back.
Right.
So
Well, you just touched on it.
Attitude
No flags
adjustment.
on that drive either. Yeah, right, exactly. Coming to Kimmy, kind of talk. All right, 1st and 10. It looks like they're just going to do some running plays. That's number 1, the quarterback Nickerson. Runs out of bounds, stops the clock with 14 seconds to go. Again, Cocoa Beach up 22-16.
it says we've got some beautiful weather here tonight.
Oh
A
my
lot of
gosh!
fans
Oh
out here
yeah,
tonight.
it's great. It's senior
A lot of
night.
kids. A lot of
Yeah,
kids.
yeah. It's good to see. I'm gonna say there might be 400 or 500 people, I think, on this side. Yeah, it's nice, especially on senior night. Even if those aren't your kids, you got to come out. Those young men, like you say, it's going to be emotional when they come off the field, even though they've got a away game left. All right, 2nd down. Another little run play, out of bounds. Stops the clock at 7 seconds. You know, I'm going to guess, and you know better than I, one thing that Coach Kimmy is probably going to talk about with that last touchdown is let them know, listen, this is what we can do without penalties and staying focused and going down with 42 seconds basically they scored. That's a positive.
Right. Oh, absolutely. And, when I watch a game, I watch the offensive line and defensive line.
Is that right?
That's where the game's won or lost.
Right.
You know, they could open a hole that you and I could run through. You know what I mean? If
All right,
you
let's
can't-
not jump to conclusions.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
I'm exaggerating a little bit, but LOL on that. But,
Yeah, okay.
But anyway, the Minutemen definitely have a very good offensive line.
Right.
And they're opening holes, they're moving the ball.
Right,
And
right.
when you're moving the ball, you better believe you got a good offensive line.
Right, that's a good point. And again, we've seen that because the 3 scores they've methodically marched down the field, so they're definitely
Right.
controlling it.
And they're protecting the quarterback as well.
Right. Second down on what could be the last play of the first half, and it is. And at the end of the first half, here at beautiful Cocoa Beach Junior Senior High School on senior night, lovely weather, got a little breeze going. They're going into the locker room thanks to that 42-second drive at the end of the second half, and they lead the Lions of Faith Christian 22-16. I see
Much
Minutemen
needed
are...
rest for these kids, especially the Lions, who don't have many kids on the team.
Coach Carrington had them over there hustled up before they head into get a drink. So, but we look at both, and I'm sure the Lions are going to have to do something to stop the run game of Cocoa Beach, while Cocoa Beach, as you mentioned, has got to do a little something that you don't want to work your tail off and then just give up a play like that.
Right. Yeah. I'm sure Coach Kimmy's going to talk to the Minutemen about their penalties.
Right.
And the Lions, they've got a potent offense. But their defense is struggling a little bit tonight.
Right.
So I don't know if they're outmanned or what. I mean, both teams look like they're very well coached.
Yeah, and I think one thing, that we talked about too, it's going to be interesting in the second half because Cocoa Beach, they've got one of my favorite words, a plethora of players. However, the Lions don't seem to have that many, so it's going to be interesting to see. Are we going to see some hands on the hips? What type of things that we're going to see. But if you didn't join us earlier, we did do the live streaming of senior night. They had both the cheerleaders, band, and of course football players. That's on the Facebook page, Press Box Overtime. I'm also going to put it on tomorrow, the YouTube channel, same name. So if you participated in that or a family member wasn't here, feel free to watch that, download it, whatever, so that you can enjoy what we were able to watch earlier today. So, all right, you're Coach Carrington of Faith Christian. What are you talking about, Coach?
Well, I'm going to tell them, hey, look, you're working your tails off. We came over here all the way from Orlando, a long trip.
Right.
I don't want to go back sad on that bus.
Yeah,
we took the charter. Let's continue to play the way we're playing. I mean, it's only down by
down by 6, so a touchdown, and they're going to probably go for 2 points, and again, 80 yards and 45 yards. So they've got that quick strike scoring ability. The question, like you mentioned earlier, with the small squad, what are their legs going to be like in the fourth quarter?
Well, they're young kids and they're in better shape than we are. I know we have to take naps now that we're retired, but these kids, when they're in school, they can't take a nap.
Right. They're not supposed to. Anyway,
Well,
okay.
Some of them may sleep through their algebra class.
Maybe so.
The thing about it, though, they've scored on 2 deep passes. They're going to have to come back. The offensive line's going to have to give that quarterback a little bit of time or roll out. And he can throw the ball well. Number 8 can throw the ball well on the run.
Right.
And, try to beat the Minutemen deep. I think that's the only way they're going to get back in the game.
On one hand, and again, my good friend here, Doug, head coach at Cocoa High School back in the 80s, defensive coordinator at several schools. He certainly knows more than I do. I don't even know how to play Madden 2025. On one hand, if I'm the Cocoa Beach side, I got to stop that quick strike offense. But on the other side, Coach Carrington with the Lions, it's almost harder because Cocoa Beach is just methodically marching down. So even though the Lions can score quicker, I'm thinking as a DC, that's harder to stop.
Absolutely. I mean, man for man, I think we can both agree that Cocoa Beach has a better team, man for man.
And again, because we're looking at Carrington and Nickerson as, and again, no disrespect to the other players, but their whole offense is around those two guys.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know, they're not able to run the ball very well. The Lions, so they've got a decent passing game.
Right.
So it's going to be tough second half. I mean, it's a great ball game. I mean, it's an exciting ball game for the fans to watch.
Right.
There's a lot of passing going on both sides.
Right.
And it's going to be interesting in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's going to, like you said, and of course, Cocoa Beach gets the ball first. And you know, and I know in a lot of sports, whether it's basketball or football, they talk about the last couple minutes of the first half and the first couple minutes of the second. Well, Cocoa Beach certainly did it right the last 2 minutes of the first half.
Right.
You know, if they can come back in the second half and score the first time they have the ball, listen, Uncle Momentum, he's going to be on this side of the field. And then it starts putting pressure on the Lions, because like you talked about, we haven't seen their ability against that good defensive line where they can methodically watch. It's like if they don't get that big play, I don't know what they have left in their pocket.
Coach Carrington is going to have to come up, make an adjustment here at the half.
Right.
To try to stop the Minutemen run game. And even, I mean, I don't know how many yards Minutemen are passing, but it's probably well over 100. I'm sure.
And I think thanks to number 10, senior Gerber, they got to have at least 150, if not 200 passing. So, you know, it's funny, we were talking about the beginning of the game where Cocoa Beach averages 188 yards passing and 98 yards rushing, and they kind of flipped that tonight. But now all of a sudden, those passing yards are coming up too. So,
yeah, Minutemen's moving the ball up on the ground and in the air. So.
And that's one thing we've always commented. You know, we've done several, and we appreciate Coach Kimmy letting us come out and do the games. You know, Cocoa Beach plays hard. They don't seem to ever tire out. We talk about summer conditioning, and it certainly shows when we watch them on the field. Good basics, tackling, etc. And again, we talked about, they've lost 5 games in a row. I think one loss was 45-0. But when you look at those other 4 games, they lost by an average of 4 points. So again, first-year coach, you know, they're 2-6. But yeah, you want to put the W up, but he's got a lot of positives at each game that he's coming away with.
Oh yeah, I mean, Coach Kimmy did a great job at Satellite High School.
Right.
And you know what happens now? Kids jump schools. You know, you can go to whatever school you want to now. Yeah. Back in my day, you had to play at your school in your district. And kids, you know, the reputation of Coach Kimmy, which is excellent, you know, as a leader, as a role model, as a mentor, as a coach, you know, and his experience at West Point as a player, you know, kids are going to start coming here.
Right.
You know, if they can get in, I know it's kind of tough to get in over here, but if they can get in at Cocoa Beach, they'll play. They may come from Satellite, they may come from other schools on the mainland, but that's the way it is. I know that, you know, the quarterback at Cocoa High School is from Melbourne.
Right.
You know, he's a great athlete that's committed to Michigan. So you see this, it's a total shift in thinking, as well as college. We know college now with the NIL and the transfer portal, things have changed, Bill.
Sure, they have. And you know, you come up to a good point, and I know, again, never played football except on Sundays at Cambridge Elementary School in the back, you know, with all the other, my buddies of ours after church. Sandlot ball, you know, no pads. I don't know how nobody ever got their arm broken or anything. Or I hit a couple pine trees when I was trying to bob and weave, but you know, you bring up a good point. And listen, we got great coaches here in Brevard County. Coach Kimmy is one of them. I heard during senior night, one of the seniors said he came here once he heard that Coach was going to be a coach again this year. Coaches like Kimmy or Snyder at Cocoa or Murray and Helton, you know, these guys that played in college, and even if the team is struggling, like 2-6, if you're a good player, Coach Kimmy is going to find a path for you. So and you know bet more than I do, you don't have to play on a state championship team to be noticed and play at the next level.
Exactly. You know, with social media and everything the way it is now, these college coaches, they know where you're at.
Right.
You know, for the D1, but there's so many opportunities. With my kids, my kids played NIA and Division II ball. There's so many schools out there, so many opportunities for kids. Not everybody's a D1 prospect.
Right.
But and Kimmy's the type of guy too. He's got a lot of connections where he can get kids into different colleges. So that's in his favor as well.
Yeah, and we're gonna, instead of looking at two old retired guys, we're gonna put the camera on the marching Cocoa Beach. Cocoa Beach, of course, we got Ted Kimmy is not only the coach, but also the athletic director. There's not a whole bunch of those around. We've got Coach Claiborne at Rockledge that does baseball and AD. We got Coach Gowdy at Satellite that's a baseball coach and also does baseball. So you talk about wearing two tough hats. But we also want to recognize Principal Tim Powers. Also used to be a head coach football player at Oak Galley, who's ranked, I think, in the top 10 in the state. And as far as Faith Christian, they have an interim head of school, high school principal, Miss Angel Carrington, athletic director Michael Stringer, and again, head coach David Carrington. And, one of the things that I wrote down when I was listening to Pat McAfee today on ESPN.
He's a character.
Yes, yeah. A character that's going all the way to the bank.
I think Nick Saban looks at him like,
Oh, listen, when you got Bill Belichick and Nick Saban coming on your show, I mean, what else is there? Of course, I keep leaving my phone open, hoping that, maybe he might call, but he hasn't done that yet. But looking at the keys for Cocoa Beach, I put down that they need to exceed 150 yards passing, 100 yards rushing, and at least score 21. Well, they got 22. I think they've probably got the 150 and 100. They need to keep Faith Christian under 21. Well, they're at 16. They need a couple takeaways. They've got 16 fumble recoveries this year, which to me is amazing. And I think they've been turnover free tonight. Am I correct?
I haven't seen. Yeah, I think you're right.
For Faith Christian, and again for Cocoa Beach, they need to be well conditioned in the fourth quarter, keep the game close, which they've done that. For Faith Christian, they're averaging 27 points a game. They need at least 21, which they don't have yet. Score early. They didn't score early, but with that offense, they've scored. So as of now, I think both teams are, at least in my humble opinion, as a high school tennis player, are keeping the game where they need to keep it at.
Oh yeah, it's very competitive. It's anybody's ball game right now. 22 to 16. Goodness, I would be nervous if I was in the Minuteman locker room.
Yeah, I think I would too, as far as that goes. And again, 6 points, especially with that quick strike offense that the Lions have, and going for the 2-point conversion all the time. I think they're pretty much going to have the ability. But again, I think I don't know on offense if the OC at Cocoa Beach really has a lot to talk about except for flags. But I think the offense for Coach Carrington, they're not going to be able to just lean on 80 and 45-yard plays. They got to get something that's a little bit more methodical.
Yeah, they got to sustain a drive is what they got to do. And hopefully they're able to do that in the second half because they make some adjustments.
Right.
But Cocoa Beach is stacking they got 8 men in the box almost every time. It's hard to run. Very difficult to run when you got 8 men in the box.
Right. Yeah, I don't think, again, except for those big plays, again, you're a little bit more anxious of the big plays, but from a coaching standpoint, you've really done nothing to stop Cocoa Beach.
But what you got to do, you got to try to keep that receiver in front of you. So you may have to give him a couple steps.
Gotcha.
Give him something, in front of you, you know?
Right.
Some short passes, but don't let them be too deep. Because you've seen tonight, Bill, what's happened on those two big plays that put Faith Christian back into the ball game.
Yep.
And you just can't get beat deep.
Well, and even like the young man, I believe it was number 15, James Harp. I don't have his stats here from Max Preps as far as his size, but I'm going to compare him to, who is a young man? I believe it is Caden Valentine that maybe is getting number 9, that's getting those kickoff returns. He's 5'5", 110. I like to say I was even bigger than that when I graduated from high school. I think
amazing.
And I think that young man, number 15, Harp's about the same. Well, they always
my
say,
right leg.
you got to either be big or fast, and those young men are fast. So you're exactly right. If they get behind that Cocoa Beach defense, I don't know if the Minutemen have that secondary speed to catch those guys.
You're right about that. That's a good point. That's why you got to back up a couple steps. You know, maybe like I mentioned earlier, play 5 under 2 deep,
right,
man-to-man underneath with some help behind you.
Right,
you know,
right.
You just cannot let them behind you. And the speed that Faith Christian has should be respected.
You know, and we talked a little bit about earlier. We got number 8 Carrington and or Caldwell and number 1 Nickerson for Faith Christian. That they've pretty much been that's their lean-to guys, and so and they're both playing both ways, because I think you called it earlier. Caldwell had a really good tackle, I think, on one play. So it's going to be what we've seen out of Cocoa Beach. Very good conditioning, fourth quarter, not a lot of hands on the hips against a team that I'm looking over there. 20 guys maybe. And no matter how good, my son played both ways for a short period of time. I don't care what shape you're in,
you're sleeping good at night.
Unless you're Travis Hunter, not many can play both ways. So it's going to be interesting when it gets into maybe in the late third quarter. Are the Lions still hanging in there?
Well, what's your take on the intangible thing of the penalties? We've seen a lot of unsportsmanlike. What's your take on that?
I don't know if, for Faith Christian, it's their last regular season game. Again, they're in the Sunshine State Athletic Association. I think most of those teams get into the playoffs, so I think they've got more games to play. So whether they're amped up because it's the last regular season game, whether Cocoa Beach is amped up even though they've got a game at Taylor next week because it's senior night, there's no rivalry. They didn't play last year, so I don't know if it's just they're both just hard hitters, and there might be, like you said, a little bit of not so much where you're going to after the game. That they're pumped up, and on one hand, excuse me, you like to see it, but I'd hate to see what that yardage is on those penalties.
Back when I coached, always reminisce here. It's kind of nice to go back, but when if a kid had a penalty, a stupid penalty, we see tonight with these unsportsmanlike penalties, that kid had to come off the field.
Right.
That was our rule. And when they got to the sidelines, the players took care of them before the coach chewed him out. So that was like team development that we looked at back then.
Right.
Things were a lot different back in the day. We old timers like to say the kids were a lot tougher, which may be true, may not.
Right.
But when that player came off the field for making a dumb mistake,
right,
the players got to him first, and then the coach got to him.
Let me ask you this. You bring up a good point. Did you select your captains or did the team?
Team selected.
All right. So when the team selected the captains, did you and your staff, because you just brought up a good point about, and I've even said this when I used to teach, that sometimes kids learn better from kids than they do from an adult. So once those captains were picked, did you bring them in and go over expectations and leadership? And because I don't think you want any captain sitting on the bench.
We definitely had good communication. We talked to the players. One thing we had at Cocoa, which is a little bit unusual, we started on a Christian foundation, which was very unique in that time and space.
Kind of unique now, I think, a little bit, as far as that goes. But And that's good because again, and I'm sure as a coach that had, and I know you had some of your players play at the next level. I'm sure when those college coaches came by and visited, they asked about leadership skills.
Yeah, we had 18 scholarships off that team.
Wow.
In '88.
Well, did you tell me, and I forgot if you even told me who the school was, but didn't you say sometimes by the time the coach had come to your office, he'd been in the dean's office and guidance?
Yeah,
and he had that, or he didn't come to your office?
Yeah, Coach Ford from Clemson.
Oh, Clemson. Yeah.
He came there recruiting Chris Hall, and he's talked to Chris Hall and said, I've already been to the dean's office and then the guidance office. I'm here to offer you a scholarship.
Wow. And again, we got the kickoff for the second half, and again, the Cocoa Beach referred, so they get the kickoff to start the second half, out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. And being a dean of 6 years at the middle school level and then an AP for another 5. And that's what I try to talk to those kids is I used to say your athletic ability gets you noticed, but that GPA opens the door. Because unless you're going to, all of a sudden go to JUCO or something, which is not bad, but if you have to do that because of your GPA, then you left some things on the table.
I told my players, if you can't do it in the classroom, you can't do it on the football field.
Oh, nice play right up the open. He's wide open to number 4. And just like that, the Cocoa Beach Minutemen on the first play from offense, second half, pick up 20 yards. That's Santi Chavez, another senior, 6 foot 175.
Tackled by our favorite player, Valentine, 5'5", 110.
My goodness, isn't that something? Jeez. Listen, there's some A, good coaching, and B, good summer conditioning when you're 5'5", 130 knocking these guys around.
110.
Wow.
Yeah, Cocoa Beach came back to that same play.
Right.
They've been successful with it. So Coach Kimmy sees a mismatch there with the defensive.
Here we are. Look at that. Got it again, Coach. Right up the middle. Just marching down the field. Play complete to number 14, Brennan Burke, another senior. He comes in with a 14.1 yard per reception. And again, he just probably increased that by a couple of yards. So I got to ask you, just throwing it out there, they're doing the same thing they did to end the half. And I'm almost wondering, was there a discussion on the defensive side? But I haven't seen anything that changed.
I would think they would make an adjustment. What do you teach your defensive backs? If that receiver's on the line of scrimmage, I'm going to make contact with him before he gets off the line of scrimmage.
Right.
Now, as I'm watching, he's releasing without contact. I see that on the college level all the time. They release that receiver with no contact from the defensive
no
back.
bump to slow. Right.
Slow him down, keep
Put
him
off,
out of the timing.
Right.
I mean, the receiver knows where he's going.
Well,
The defensive player doesn't.
Yeah,
so make contact and stay with him.
And I think we've seen a couple of plays, Coach, where these quarterbacks are pretty good where they're throwing to a spot. Well, you do that bump, ain't nobody at the spot. So
Exactly, that's what it is. You gotta keep them out of their routes.
Right.
And throw off the timing of the quarterback.
Right. We got a young man down on Faith Christian side. Hopefully, looks like he's getting up now. Hopefully just maybe a little cramp or so.
Caden Valentine.
Yeah, that's...
Kid's got all kind of courage.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
Hey, if I'm 5'5", 110, I'm playing tennis.
Well, okay. All right. Was that a personal dig against me, or listen?
I'm not going to get beat up by these big fellas out there on the football field.
Listen, that ball hit me a couple of times. That ball hurts. All right, let's not. Come on. I got some fuzz on my arms because that ball. All right, so we got a 1st and 10 for the Minutemen. 11:17 left in the third quarter, and they are marching. First time they've had the ball. They score a little pitch out there to Gerber. A couple bobs and weaves. Picks up some more yards.
Tackled by
I'll tell you what, number 10, Garber, he's going to have, listen, I'm going to say 150 to 175 all-purpose yards tonight.
That's a great athlete.
Wow, jeez. He's a senior. I'm going to have to see if he's got a Twitter page and see if he's had any looks. But, you know, at 6'2", 190, also plays strong safety. Just that size alone is going to get you some looks.
Oh, absolutely. I wonder if he plays basketball.
You know what? A lot of these kids are multi-sports. So let's see, we got 2nd and 6. Cocoa Beach marching, ball at the 23 of Faith Christian. Oh, got a little reverse going. Little pitch out to number 1. Going right down the middle. He's getting close. Inside, no, he was down. Inside the 10. Nice pitch out to number 1. Chavez, another senior, 6 foot 1. We've called his name a lot tonight. Wow.
He was tough to bring down on that run.
He sure was.
First down, Minutemen.
You know, that's another thing that I've noticed tonight, really on both sides. You know, when you look at Faith Christian with Caldwell and Nickerson, just really big, strong athletes that can kind of run over you. But I'm not taking anything away from these Minutemen. They know how to move, find the hole, good offensive line they follow. There's some smart athletes out there.
Well coached.
First and goal to go. Little pitch out to who else but Gerber. He's going around the right-hand side. I think he's in.
I don't know.
Touchdown, Cocoa Beach. 28-16.
Nice run there.
Man, that sure was. Well, we talked about it at halftime. Last 2 minutes of the first half. First 2 minutes of the second half.
Yeah.
Coach Kimmy's put at least 14 points on the board already. He made the most of those opportunities.
He sure did. I'm awfully certain underneath the goalpost there at halftime that he gave him a little piece of his mind about playing tonight and penalties and that kind of stuff. And you know, when Coach Kimmy speaks, people listen.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, exactly. Heck, I call him Coach.
Yeah, I used to. I would be around him sometime at halftime when he's speaking. I had to ease out of the way because I was a little bit scared.
All right, going for the 2-point conversion. Looks like number 4 straight up the middle. That's Ryan Rogers. 2-point conversion is good. And just like that, in the span of about 3 minutes, Minutemen were down 16-14. They now lead 30-16. So they've had the ball 42-205. Less than 3 minutes, they put 16 points on the board. Wow. So they
Faith Christian may be getting a little tired of that.
well, you know, and again, one thing that those two drives have in common, the last drive of the first half, no penalties. And I'm sure, like you said, in a nice way, Coach Kimmy probably mentioned about the penalties. And as an example, he said, look what you did at the end of the second half, and now here they come and do the same thing.
Well, you know, when you're a great coach, kids respect that, you know.
Agreed.
And when you start, you know, raising your voice a little bit,
Right.
correcting players,
Right.
and telling them the proper things to do, you know, they'll listen. It's like E.F. Hutton.
Right. Who?
E.F. Hutton. People listen to E.F.
I
Hutton.
wonder if they're even still around. All right, Cocoa Beach kicking it off. Little pooch down to the 30-yard line. Picks up a couple yards. Faith Christian will start about their own, let's see, 37, 38. You know, that's a good point you just mentioned. And even when you and I taught, or we were deans or administrators, if you're not careful of how you say something, the message you're trying to get across gets lost. And I'm like you, and especially football, you know, you get a little bit loud, but as long as you're respectful and you hit it on and they respect you, you get a little intensified, they're okay with that.
Kids are not stupid.
No.
They know, you know, they know who the great teachers are, great coaches are.
Right.
They're going to respect them.
Again, at the 9:50 mark of the third quarter, Cocoa Beach pass play coming up for the Lions. Nice pass complete. There's that number 15 we talked about. Very fast.
Talk about Tyler Cole, number 8.
That's James Harp. Again, he might be 5'5", 110, 120. But these young men, no matter what size, they play hard for Faith Christian.
They're not giving up.
No, not at all. Well, and I'm sure Coach Carrington, they know they can score quick. The question is, has Cocoa Beach put anything in defense to possibly stop that or slow it down? So that's what we're going to hopefully see during this possession. First down and 10 after that pickup by James Hart on that pass play. Another pass play. Nickerson's back to pass. He's pointing up in the air. Decides to run. Thrown for a loss.
Number 15, Roy Miller.
12 was out there.
18 tackles this year. I noticed that watching Cocoa Beach defense, they only rushed 3.
Okay.
And everybody else in the back. So
All right.
That's an adjustment right there, but they don't have 8 men in the box.
Well, and something you said earlier, the Lions haven't shown they can run against them. So now can you say, well, if you can, let me see it. Otherwise, I'm going to protect that backside.
Good point. Why am I rushing? Why I got 8 people in the box
If you can't run
right anyway?
Exactly. All right, second and 10, back to pass again. He's got the ball, keeping it, and again another sack. 2 great plays by the defense. Lions going in the wrong direction. So you're right, Coach. What you noticed, that seems to be working because now he's got nobody to throw to. And I don't know if we would call that a coverage sack or not, but there was nobody open.
Nobody there. That was a great tackle there by Nathan Bond. Sophomore. 5'5", 220.
8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Cocoa Beach up by 14, 30-16 after scoring 16 points between the last 42 seconds of the first half and the first 2 minutes and 5 seconds of the second half. And Lions trying to get back in action. 3rd and 13. A little screen pass.
There. Nice call. He's still on the feet. Number 8.
Wow, number 8, just like that, they pick up about 18 yards, and that's the first down. I think that was number 12, Jermaine Washington on the carry. He's just a freshman.
Another big play right there. And
wow.
He was almost going there.
Man.
Number 8.
Come on, Beach!
Cole came up and barely.
Come on,
got him
defense!
out of bounds.
Yeah, that would have been a little bit of a crushing blow to have to punt on the first possession of the second half after Cocoa Beach methodically went down. So yeah, hats off to Carrington. That was a great play, great pass by Nickerson to Washington. 1st and 10, little handoff. Little going up the middle.
Picked up a couple tough little yards, got it on his own there.
Again, that's number 6, Cameron Hancock, a junior. Again, Coach, 5'8", 160. I'm thinking they're getting a pretty good return on investment price per pound on these young men because there's no quitting them.
No quitting.
That was a nice little pickup, 3 yards, 2nd and 7. The ball sits at the Minutemen 33. Again, down by 14 with 6:45 left in the third quarter. Lions haven't scored in a while, so trying to stop the momentum on the Minutemen side. Caldwell back at quarterback being chased. Pass incomplete. Nice rush.
Nice rush by number 15, Roy Miller.
Terrible call!
Lions' offensive line is just not blocking very well tonight.
Well, and again, you've got an eye better than I do for the defense. You know, that might have been a case where they had more 3. It looks like we had a flag out there. A little pass interference. So that's going to go against the Minutemen. It might just be a 10-yard penalty, but that's going to give them a first down. They only needed 8. I guess he gave him 15. All right, so that is 1st and 10 after the penalty. Ball sits at the Minutemen 18-yard line. Again, big drive for the Lions of Faith Christian, down by 14 as the Minutemen have scored the last 2 times they've had the ball. Nice coverage by the defense of the Minutemen. I think you're right, Coach. It's almost like every play, at least at the start, has been a pass play for the Lions, and good coverage. If they can just keep those yellow hankies off the field. But again, you feel like this is, you know, with 6 minutes left to go, and again, a small squad, not knowing how their conditioning is going to be in the fourth quarter. it seems like they gotta make something happen. Looks like we got a penalty against the Lions.
Holding penalty.
Yeah, all right. So we got a first down. We're gonna call it 1st and 20. Water timeout. All right. So what do you like and what do you not like first half of the third quarter?
Well, I definitely like the way Cocoa Beach ran the ball. It just came out and pushed it right down the school.
Yep.
I think Lions, they just have this penalty pushing back now. 1st and 19.
Right.
They're going to have to connect some short passes maybe. Trying to go for that long pass every time is kind of difficult.
Yeah.
Maybe, flare a kid out or quick screen or something over the middle short.
Right.
And let them use their legs and try to score that way.
Yeah, I mean, they still got plenty of time. They got 6 minutes left in the third quarter. You don't want to be playing your 2-minute offense right now. You got time, but if you don't make something happen, before you know it, especially with two teams running the ball, and it's
Definitely don't want to give it back to Cocoa Beach.
Yeah, they sure do. Right.
You got to score.
Again, no turnovers this game, but we've seen on this drive how penalties have hurt both sides. So 1st and 20, back to pass. Throws it out of bounds. The coaches in the stands would like to see a intentional grounding, but I don't see any.
Kind of questionable.
Yeah, I mean, I think you still gotta. So, listen, I still get confused because there's still so many differences between high school and college and pro. But anyway, all right. So we got second and 20. Again, Nickerson back, the quarterback. Looks like right now they're just trying to move the ball through the air. Let's see what he's got planned for this time. No, we got Caldwell. Pass throw too early. This was intended for number 12, Jermaine Washington, a freshman, but the ball was thrown. And again, hats off to whatever defensive scheme that Cocoa Beach maybe has changed, but I see a lot more Minutemen in the backfield than I did the first half.
Yeah, I think they've made some adjustments defensively.
Big play right here because you almost get that feel that it's two down territory. So I'm curious to see if Coach Carrington maybe just tries to get 10 or 11 back, knowing that he's probably going to go for it on 4th down. All right, hometown crowds getting loud. Look at all that pressure on the quarterback. Finally throws it, pass complete. Well, there you go, Coach. He picked up those 11 or 12 yards. And again, we've got from number 8 Caldwell to number 1 Nickerson. And those are the combination. That's the two young men that if you don't stop them, or it might have been vice versa, Nickerson to Caldwell, but listen, that
has absolutely no time to throw the ball.
No, I say that was good for him to get that, and that's what they were looking for, knowing that they were going to go for it on 4th down. He got half of it back, so this could be one of the first play of the games right here. 4th down, Lions inside the 20, need to put something on the board. Down by 14. Back to pass incomplete. And just like that, turnover on downs, defense holds, Cocoa Beach gets the ball back, 1st and 10. That was one of those bend, don't break. I mean, Cocoa Beach, they did what they had to. Looks like they mixed up the scheme a little bit, but you said it perfectly. Whatever they did with the defensive line, they were getting there almost every play.
They put a lot of pressure on the Lions. He has no time at all to throw the ball. That's the difference in the game.
Yeah.
Saturday, Cocoa Beach, I mean, is they're giving their quarterback plenty of time.
Right, right. And you know what? And I think you and I will agree with those two players, Carrington and or Nickerson and Caldwell, because they're great athletes is really the only reason they've been making those plays. Because otherwise, an average athlete would never get that ball off.
Right.
If you just joined us, it's 5:42 left in the third quarter. Cocoa Beach, thanks to two big touchdowns, one at the end of the first half and one at the beginning of the second half, along with 2-point conversions, went from 2 points down to 14 points up. They lead the Lions of Faith Christian 30-16 halfway through the third quarter. So, and again, high school, we appreciate everything the coaches do. At least from what we've seen in the first 6.5 minutes, Cocoa Beach maybe adjusted a little bit better during that second half.
I think you're right. I think you're right about that. Like, like we talked about earlier, man for man, I think Cocoa Beach is probably, no disrespect to the Lions.
No.
Maybe have a better overall team, but
yeah,
speed-wise, I think I may have to give that to the Lions.
I do too, and it looks like they've done a little bit better job making sure that, okay, give up the small 5-yard plate, don't let them get behind you, because you're going to be looking at their license plate. All right, 1st and 10, we got a little pitch out coming around. That's senior Garber, number 10. He is racking up the all-purpose yards today. I don't want to say you're satisfied by not scoring, but I'm thinking if Coach Kimmy runs the ball, 5:20 left in the third quarter, takes about 3 or 4 minutes off the clock, even if he has to punt and pin them deep, that's a success.
Let's keep in mind too, the Lions have got a small squad, and these guys are getting tired.
Right. All right, so we got 2nd and 8, and again a handoff. Garber, look at that, still, there you go. We talked about that conditioning. He seems to be running as good as he was in the first quarter.
Tackled by number 57, Nathan.
Cocoa Beach first down.
1st and 10 for the Minutemen. The ball's up to their 20, we'll call it a 28. 4:51 left in the third quarter. They lead by 14. Again, I think if you were going to draw this up, this is exactly what you want to do at this point. Take time off the clock, wear down a squad that's only got about 20 players, and going into the fourth quarter, we might see some hands on hips on the white side of the ball right there.
This Garber kid, he's an athlete. He's a player.
He sure is. Oh, nice little pass play. Oh, nice little defensive pass, because that young man, 14, another senior, Brennan Burke, he had some daylight. So nice play by the Lions to break that up.
Number 13, broke it up.
That was good coverage. He was in front, facing the quarterback. He saw the ball coming. You don't see that a lot even at the college level. That young man's been coached well. He played, because that slant, that's a hard pass to cover.
It is. It's such a quick play.
Oh my gosh, and he played that ball very well. He was on the inside, and that was a good stop. So no pickup. 2nd and 10, ball at the 28. Cocoa Beach leads by 14. A little shuttle pass, I guess you would call it, to Chavez. And he is running and rumbling, as they say. And he picks up about 23 yards. Number 1, Santi Chavez.
Talk about number 9, Camden.
Cocoa Beach first down.
You've called his name a couple times.
Yeah, he's been on the...
Wow. You know what? It kind of reminds me of a cross-country race where one school might have the top 2 players, and again, no disrespect, but number 1 and number 8 for Faith. And then all of a sudden, you got Cocoa Beach that's got the 3rd and the 4th and the 5th and the 6th. So they might not have the 2 best, but that top 10 players from both, they got a lot. I mean, Chavez, and then you go to Garber, and then you got the quarterback Remy. I mean, you don't know who to stop.
I like number 75, the right tackle.
Play run dead.
Number 65. That's his name.
That is, let's see what we got here on offense. We got to give some love.
75, 76.
65 is Madden Frendenberg, a sophomore, 6'4", 300.
That's why I like it.
And you know what? and he's moving. It's not like, okay, he's three. No, that kid's moving out there at 6'4".
I would run behind.
yeah, I would run behind
every
him.
time. You know what I mean? Well, that's the difference in the game.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
An offensive line, we spoke
Right.
earlier about it.
Right.
And wearing down the Lions' defensive line. It's
Yeah.
not as big.
Yeah. No, you got, what was it, 75, 6'4", 305. And again, they're both going to hopefully be back next year. All right, we got 1st and 5 after that penalty. Ball sits at the 44. That might have pulled them off again. I think so. Unless it was movement. Offsides. Well, that's a free first down right there, Coach.
Yeah, as a coach, I've think many times. Why would you do that? But you know, kids, that's why they call them kids. They make mistakes.
Yeah, you do.
You know?
Yeah.
I've made a few mistakes this week.
Yeah,
My
you
wife
know,
told me about it. And I'm not a kid.
Yeah, she texted me. She told me about it too. I didn't post it though. All right, 1st and 10. Uh-oh. Okay, that was another bad. Listen, we've seen some nice defensive plays.
Nicholson, that was great.
Well,
Great
yeah.
play by him.
Again, him and Caldwell have both made good plays on defense. The two quarterbacks, so to speak. So, again, like we said, they got, and again, they got a lot of good athletes. I think you're right when you kind of look at the top 10 from both sides. Beach has got at least athletes that have been racking up some yards tonight, and that's what I look at.
Absolutely.
All right, 2nd and 10. Nothing on that pass play, incomplete. 3 minutes left. Little run up the middle. Look at there. He's still going. Who else but Garber? Down the sideline. Touchdown, Cocoa Beach. Hey, I think that young man's going to get 200 yards tonight. That was a 40-yard pickup on that pass play. And again, I love the fake pass, handed off to Garber, 40 yards around the quarter. I want to know what flavor Gatorade he drinks, because that young man, he is not getting tired tonight.
Hopefully his mom and dad will
Oh
get
my
him
goodness,
ice cream
I was going to
before he
say,
gets home.
exactly, maybe even sprinkles. I'm thinking sprinkles the way he's playing it. Holy mackerel.
He has been a workhorse.
All right, going for 2. Same play right up the middle, number 4. And again, they score. Same 2-point conversion as before. Ryan Rogers, 2-point specialist, a sophomore at 6', 215. And at the 256 mark, that score has ballooned to 38-16 on 3 out of the 4 last drives by Cocoa Beach. And again, no penalties on those drives. And all 2-point conversions.
We're going to see any more penalties tonight.
Man, I tell you, wow.
I think Coach Kimmy stressed that.
You mentioned, of course, as you know, I have a son in the Air Force, and you mentioned this earlier as far as Coach Kimmy, 2008 graduate of West Point, offensive lineman, so he's got to be happy tonight the way those young men are playing. Served for 5 years, honorable discharge as a captain, in 5 years as a captain. So, and again, when you think of service and military, you think of discipline, you think of doing things the right way, and that's reflected by his teams.
Oh, absolutely. He changed, when he came to Satellite, he changed the whole.
He did.
We had 16 losing seasons.
Yeah, that's rough. All right, kickoff by Cocoa Beach. Again, number 13. They don't let that ball drop. They like bringing it back, and they do a pretty good job at it. He's open. He's over there almost up to the 30-yard line.
Nice return.
That was Augusto, number 13, a freshman. So again, Carrington, between Nickerson as a freshman, Caldwell as a sophomore, he's got a nice young team, again, if they stay with him, that he can build on next year.
That was tackled by Stanley, number 43. He's only a freshman for Cocoa Beach.
Yeah, Coach Kimmy's got to be happy. I mean, when you're looking at about 10 minutes of playing time and they've scored 24 points, that's a good quarter, Coach. And that and again, we talked about top to bottom. We've got number 4, Ryan Rogers, 6', 215, and he's been scoring the 2-point conversions. That's a nice size young man to have to go 2.5 yards.
We also mentioned, we haven't mentioned number. We got an 8th grader here, number 34, on the team. I'm sure a lot of the 8th graders, 7th and 8th graders play JV.
Right.
So you got that advantage that other schools don't have.
Correct.
9 through 12 schools don't have that advantage. They have that 7th and 8th grader there to play football for you and learn your system.
Yeah, and one thing that I noticed last year, because I actually did one of the games, their 7th and 8th grade middle school squad, they're playing other teams like Cocoa, so they're even getting experience at that level, which is good. So let's say you're 7th grade, you can't make JV. I'm glad to see that the district has a process where they can play each other at that grade level. So I like seeing that. All right, 2:47 left. They're down by 22. You almost feel like they got to make something happen. The Lions, first down. They got Caldwell back in the back, looking to pass, running along the sideways. Listen, between the rush and closing down those receivers, I don't know who the DC is at Cocoa Beach, but he had a few words to say too.
Yeah, he was with Coach Kimmy.
Oh, that's right. You said that.
Coach,
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but he's the coach from Georgia. He was
One of these guys.
for many years in Georgia.
I'm not sure which one is the DC though. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. I don't know if you have it. I probably didn't print it. Yeah, I'm not sure, but no. I mean, he's adjusted both in the secondary and up front. All right, got about a yard on that. That was Caldwell back as quarterback. Again, this time just a straight handoff up the middle. That seems to be a good play. That's working. He's bouncing off, still running. Picks up the first down, carries a few Minutemen with him, and he scampered for about 17. And if that flag is against Cocoa Beach, that might be a 30-yard play, which is the last thing the Minutemen need. But for the most part, whenever you see
I think it might be against the Lions.
well, something happened, a little extracurricular. Neither coach is going to be happy with that one because it's either going to double the yardage for one team or take back a good run on the other. Let's see what the men in stripes come up with. Again, 2:33 left, 38-16, Minutemen leading here at home on senior night at Cocoa Beach Senior High School. So, I think they're looking south. Nope, turned around. Well, I can't tell. I think he's going to head south against the Lions. He's just trying to figure out where to start from.
I think a player may have been ejected.
Oh.
Usually when the officials walk over to the head coach.
Oh, I see. They're over there now, yeah.
Maybe one of the players from Lions.
All right, so I'm thinking, and I could be wrong, because I was wrong on October 17th, 1981. In high school, maybe if you get your second unnecessary, maybe that's how you get kicked out.
Yeah.
I wonder.
That's probably a rule. I'm not.
And there's been enough of those that there's probably a lot of guys out there that already have one 15-yarder in their pocket. Yeah, they're talking to coach over there.
Well, if it was a flagrant, number 6, I think number 6.
Yeah, that's too bad. That's a young.
Which means I don't think he can play in the next game.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Well, you feel for that young man. I'm sure he's just, emotional, and you hate to see that. And again, even though, like we talked about, this is their last regular season game with the SSAA, they probably have a playoff game next week, and that young man is going to be a spectator, possibly, unfortunately. So. Well, that was a big penalty because they went from first down to back to second down, and again, not only that, coach also took time off the clock. All right, so after that play, it looks like the Lions are going to have second and about 7.
You got to keep it cool.
Yeah, and again, you said it. They're kids. They're young men, but that there's just been a lot of penalties tonight that really made a change. And once Cocoa Beach found a way to stop that, they put up 3 touchdowns. All right, so Lions still on offense. Look at the defense coach. They got a couple guys playing deep. They're not going to let that big ball get in the way. A little slant pass. Oh, nice tackle. Looks like a penalty against the Lions. Probably a block in the back. I
Big
think
hit by number
that sure
32,
was.
Cocoa Beach.
That was 13, Augusto. He's a freshman on the play, but another penalty. Looks like that was either a offensive hold or a block in the back, because the Cocoa Beach gentleman, once he got blacked, he knew that was against them. Yeah, that's
Push them back.
we talked about this earlier in the game with the small squad. I almost wonder if some of that fatigue now is we're making some little mistakes.
Yeah, I think it may be. They're getting frustrated. They're down a couple touchdowns here, so I think they're getting a little frustrated.
And again, we talked about it, and we were kids at that age. Lions might have been coming over, players saying, hey, we're playing a team that's lost 5 in a row, they're 2-6. Maybe they just didn't realize what Cocoa Beach had.
Exactly.
All right, so we got a first down at about 20. 2:01 left in the third quarter, down by 22. Oh, there you go. That's what you call a team sack. Wow.
Team sack.
Quarterback's getting frustrated. They've been chased around this whole second half. And again, we talk about you had 5 in high school. I had 2. Mentally, this has got to be discouraging. I mean, they were up here to the 40-yard line of Cocoa Beach. A couple penalties and a sack. They're back down at their own 15. Again, time coming off the clock. 1:22 left. Mentally, you got to keep those kids pumped up. But
It's hard. I mean, they were only down by a touchdown and a half.
Yeah, exactly.
And now they're
down by 22 points.
Difficult situation now.
All right, second, and I'm going to say about 35. Let's see, it's going to be a pass play. Throwing out of his end zone. Okay, nice little scoop pass. Up to number 12. Got some yards, still going. Nice tackle. Pass complete to number 12. Another freshman, Jermaine Washington. So picked up some of the yards.
On the tackle.
I like that play, and as a coach, you've got to too. You're not going to get that in one play.
No.
At least normally you're not. I like that. He picked up about 10 or 12. I don't know if you'll go for it. 4th down in your own territory this late, early in the game. They might just let the third quarter run out. 22 seconds left. I don't think they would go for 4th this deep, this early, but you never know. So we'll see what they got if they get the ball up.
I think you'd have to punt the ball.
Yeah, I think it's still too early to start worrying about what you have to do. Again, they might just let it run out. We got 5 seconds left. Nope, got a playoff. Got a pass. He's looking deep. Nice defensive play. And that's the end of the third quarter. Cocoa Beach comes out storming. They scored at the end of the first half. 2 touchdowns to start the second half. And after a 2-point deficit, they are now up 38-16.
And that came off of number 10, Aaron Gardner. Phenomenal night.
Oh yeah, he's. I'm thinking, how the Florida Today does their players of the game, or players of the athletes of the week. I'm thinking Coach Kimmy might put his name in the hat.
He would have
Like I said, if he doesn't have 200 yards of all-purpose yardage, then man, I didn't teach geometry. Well, I didn't teach geometry, but I'm hedging my bets in case I'm wrong.
Yeah, he's had a great night.
All right, you're Coach Carrington. You had a rough third quarter. You've got the offense that can do it. The question is, we talked about conditioning, etc. What are you talking about now?
Don't give up.
Don't give up?
Don't give up. Fight till the end.
Yeah? No?
We'll find out what character they have here.
Yeah.
And keep your cool.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing. Listen, I think you'd be happy just to have no flags the fourth quarter. And again, we saw what Cocoa Beach did. If I remember correctly, the 3 drives they had, no flags. And they actually scored fairly easily on those drives. So we're starting the fourth quarter. Again, Cocoa Beach here on senior night, up 38-16. The ball is at the 27. The Lions pretty much in a passing situation. Oh, that's right. They're punting because it's fourth quarter, fourth down. Nice little punt. Got to watch the ball, let it bounce. No reason to pick it up. Oh, there we go again with another penalty. What are you doing? I just, the ball was bouncing dead. I just, again, penalties are frustrating, but when they're off the ball and the play is over, it just, Coach, that might have been when you pull off and have a little talk.
I'll let him sit on the bench a while and think about what he just did.
Face mask, yeah, you're blocking, but well, the good thing is for Cocoa Beach, it's going to be first down. Bad news is you're going to be back down to about your 15-yard line.
He's upping his all-purpose yards.
So we'll see what happens. All right, 11:45 left in the fourth quarter. Again, Cocoa Beach up 38-16. We've called number 10, Aaron Garber, who's a senior. We're thinking he's racking up about 200 all-purpose yards this night. But I think you're right, Coach, and it might be surprising to some, even to myself, but Cocoa Beach is up by 22. It's the fourth quarter. Chances are pretty good that you're going to pull out the W, but don't get sloppy. Don't be silly. Don't make these penalties. You still got to play the game.
Right, you got to play, show a little class about
Right,
yourself.
exactly.
Run the ball, try to run the clock out.
Exactly.
And
all right, 1st and 10 for the Minutemen. Another little misdirection. I like that play. Again, didn't get much yards, but right now I think if they can get a couple of first downs or run some timeout, they're going to be happy.
number 3 on the tackle again. They shown a lot of desire tonight, I think. Cocoa Beach, they'd be a 2-16.
Right.
They really played well.
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
I would, if I looked at them, I'd say these guys are like on top of the conference,
Right.
Playing very well.
And again, we're respectful of high school sports and we try to be honest, but honestly, I've never watched a Cocoa Beach game where they weren't well disciplined. Yeah, they got a couple penalties, but here we go again. They're still playing hard. They're blocking, coming around the corner. Oh no, not again. Oh, now they're fighting. I don't know if there's just words or if, I'm not watching off the ball if they're blocking too hard and getting too aggressive, but those were two players that had nothing to do with the play, so I'm not sure what's going on off the ball, but, I think both coaches need to, I don't know.
You throw a flag on it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's down there, and I don't know. I hate to say it, but I don't know. Are they going over there talking to the coach again? Is that another player that's out? Yeah.
Who started it?
Like I said, I saw it out, and really, like some of the people in the crowd said, by the time I saw it, some of the Lions players were trying to stop their player, and I didn't get his number, from going after the Cocoa Beach. So I don't know, but had nothing to do with the play, whether they were just, again, you start blocking, you're grabbing a jersey. I don't know, but that's what we really don't want to see this quarter. I mean, both teams have played well, and it's just unfortunate that's, and again, motion's high, but it's we don't want to see the kids miss the next game, but
yeah, I mean, if we ever had one player ejected, so
right,
you would think that would wake everybody up.
All right, so with that penalty, it's 1st and 10. Cocoa Beach has the ball at the 50 with 10:46 left in the fourth quarter, and they still lead 38-16. Oh no, what are you... This is getting out of hand, unfortunately. Yeah, they gotta... Just not what you want to see.
Now that was ugly.
Well, now they're throwing the flag against the coaches on the other side. I'm going to say, Coach, we might be getting to where this game might be over. Yeah, there's nothing to gain. You know, it's not one team's independent, one's in the SSAA. We don't want to see any kids get hurt. So I don't know. I mean, at least looking at the play, I might be, yeah.
Let's just call this game.
And again, I was, looking at the play, and the ball was missed. It was a clean hit, I thought, by the. I didn't see anything that was.
You're like the Cocoa Beach player retaliated
because he got mad, but it was a clean hit. It was nothing. There was again, whether it's just the emotions, but I didn't see anything that the Lions player did. Yeah, that.
To me again, I couldn't believe that the Cocoa Beach player was throwing punches.
Yeah, I saw the ball drop, and then I just figured, okay, that's over. And I went back, and again, I don't want to say something I didn't see, but at least the play on the ball by the defender looked okay to me. Whether the guy that got hit just didn't like it. Sometimes you get hit hard, and it's... So I see we're talking to Coach Kimmy. Again, they threw a flag against one of the assistant coaches against the Lions, so I'm almost wondering if we're just going to call it a wash. Which I hate to see, and it's senior night, and these seniors, they want to play the whole game.
Start throwing punches like that.
Yeah, that's
just totally uncalled for.
Yeah, that was tough. So, we'll see. Coach and I think that we might be at a point where it's just 38-6. I mean, what have we had? 3 of these in the last 5 or 6 plays? I mean, I don't know. Nobody wants to get hurt. Again, Cocoa Beach has a game next week at Taylor, located west of Ormond Beach. I'm thinking, even though it's the last game of the regular season for Faith Christian, I think all teams kind of do a little playoff routine, so I think they've got a game left to play. It's just curious what, when you see both teams huddled up, you're kind of thinking, I don't know.
I think if I was the head coach for Faith Christian, I would say, we're going to get on the bus right now.
Yeah, and again, I don't want to say the game doesn't mean anything. It has nothing to do with the postseason. Again, Cocoa Beach has a game left. They're independent. The other team, Sunshine State.
Well, it's embarrassing for the coaches.
Yeah.
Players go out and act foolishly like that. It's just.
And we know Coach Kimmy well enough, and I'm sure Carrington's the same way. It's not what they expect. We've never seen a game that's. So again, it's got to be disappointing on both sides. And for the seniors at Cocoa Beach, you got almost 11 minutes. You almost got a full quarter left. They don't want to go yet, but I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Maybe offsetting penalties. I don't know.
It's
looks like they're going to continue the game.
Maybe so. Yeah, that was.
Torches. The experienced guy out there.
Yeah,
kind of
talking to him. Right.
He's been through that before.
Now I'm gonna go out on a limb here. Of course, I'm not sure what the SSAA does, but you and I both know, and as a past county athletic director, I can't remember the number of the form, but there might be some forms coming to
offsetting penalties.
okay, somebody got ejected, I guess.
Cocoa Beach player get ejected, or
You know what? I don't. I missed it, but all right.
I
So
see them come over there with their head.
yeah, I didn't either. All right, so we're glad that we're still continuing. You know, hopefully, both coaches got their points across, and we hope to see some good ball with the last 11 minutes. And I'm glad for the seniors that they're still playing. So, 2nd and 10, Cocoa Beach, ball at the 50. They lead by 22, 38-16. I think that was one of those plays where everybody moved except for the center. You know? I think all the linemen, they all moved. So I'm thinking maybe the center might have missed what the cadence was. All right, so 2nd down. 2nd and 15, ball at the 45. Cocoa Beach up by 22 on senior night. Handoff up the middle. All right, run up the middle, and everything looks good.
No, that wasn't fair.
I think that might have been number 4, Ryan Rogers on the carry. He's a sophomore. Again, 6 foot 215. Cocoa Beach got some size. Picks up about 5 back to the original line of scrimmage. So it is 3rd and 10. Again, ball at the 45. 10 minutes left. Beach up by 22. Just kind of maybe running out the clock a little bit with some run plays. Oh, back to pass. Look over the sidelines, a little bit high.
And 10 on the coverage there.
That is Remy Beignet, and I probably mispronounced his last name, but hopefully I got Remy right. He's at quarterback. You know, he's had a pretty good year, Coach. He's thrown for 10 touchdowns, 1,173 yards, quarterback rating of 72. So, again, they got a pretty good season, you know, and he's just a sophomore. A couple more years, but I've liked his leadership that we've seen.
Yeah, he's got nice arms.
Yeah. I think that play he just kind of knew to throw that away. And that's one thing we've seen on both sides. Quarterbacks making some good decisions. All right, back to punt.
This might be the first punt.
You know, they might have had 1 or 2, but
Almost blocked there by number 12.
all right. All right, blow the whistle. Yeah, let's blow the whistle. All good. Oh, now, come on. Oh, no. I don't get it. But that was 15, James Hart. Good little player out there. Like I said, that young man doesn't believe in letting the ball bounce. I've enjoyed watching him. He's not dropped the ball, and just like that one, he had a couple Minutemen on him and went forward. So I've liked what I've seen out of him as a return guy. I don't know what grade he's in, but hats off for him. Yeah, 15
He's got
yards.
a lot of courage.
He sure does.
Well, that's the thing about football, and you know that with your son playing football.
Wow, went both ways. I don't know what I saw a Cocoa Beach player do, but maybe he said something. I didn't see a Cocoa Beach player do anything, but again, just, you know, we're not out there, so offset penalties. It's 1st and 10 for the Lions at their own 23. 9:43 left in the 4th quarter, down by 22. I think we can confidently say we got a score on this drive.
Yeah, they got a score. Hopefully the line can put that quarterback in a little bit of time.
Yeah, again, we want to see some positive things, you know, and hopefully Coach Carrington, like I said, they probably have a game next week. You know, I'd like to see it continue to be competitive like it's been, and see if we see some good plays because they still got some really good athletes out there on the field, and let's see what they do. Again, like you called it, Coach, you got a couple guys playing out there in the outfield for defense, so they don't want to let the big play get away. 1st and 10 from their 25. Back to pass. Pass complete.
Out of bounds by number 2, Gabe Howard.
Nice little catch by number 21. I don't have him on my score sheet here, so not sure what his name is. But that was a nice throw by Nickerson. Again, Elijah Nickerson, number 1. Freshman, 6'3", 165. I'm thinking they're going to grow into that frame. When you're 6'3" and only weigh 165, thrown for almost 1,700, well, probably thrown for about 1,900 after tonight. 18 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. And again, young man's got some good qualities, Coach. And, a couple more years as a senior, he's going to be getting a few letters in the mail.
Number 1.
Yeah.
Number 8.
Yeah, number 8 too. All right, back to pass. Nice rush by the defense. Out of bounds. I see a final popped up. Vieira 28, Melbourne 14. That might have knocked Melbourne out of the playoffs. Vieira was, I think, seeded number 8 in their region, and Melbourne number 7. And with Vieira beating Melbourne, Vieira might have locked up a spot in the playoffs. Melbourne might have some work to do. Anyway, we got picked up about a couple. You're right, Coach. That, Coach Kimmy, but that defensive coordinator for Cocoa Beach, whatever tweaking he did has really worked.
Yeah, he's an excellent coach. I like him on my stuff.
All right, so we got 3rd and 7. 9:28 left in the game. Hand off to number 3. Blow the whistle. All right, that is number 3, Bernie Capote. He's a senior. I kind of like that play, even though it was 3rd down. It's almost like, Coach, let's get some positive yards. Let's get a positive play. Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but they got 5 yards, no penalties.
Work that clock a little bit.
Yeah, and so
Get out of here.
I like that call. Now they're going to go for it, 4th down at their own 30, which, if you're trying to win the game, I'm trying to think. Oh, no, they're going to punt it. My bad. Yeah, I'd say that's, you're reaching for the stars if you're going to try to run a play then. All right, got to get in position there. 8:33 left in the game, down by 22. Nice punt. Let it roll, let it roll. No reason, let the clock run. There you go. Smart play by number 32.
Stanley. Angel Stanley.
Yeah, nice play. Because, again, there's no reason to pick that ball up. Yeah, if you're just joining us, just a reminder, this is the last regular season game of Faith Christian. But I think in the SSAA, they've got a playoff game next week. And for the Minutemen fans, you're away at Taylor, located in Pearson, a little bit west of Ormond Beach off of Highway 40 for your last regular season game next Friday night at 7. 8:17 left in this one. Beautiful night, senior night, where we celebrated this football, cheerleading, and band seniors in Cocoa Beach with 3 pretty quick touchdowns from the end of the first half to the beginning of the second. They lead 38-16, looking for their 3rd victory of the season and to break a 5-game losing streak, which, as you said, Coach, except for one game, they were in every game. And I'm sure that's what Coach was telling them. Got a little pitch out, keeping the ball on the ground, running the clock out. Nice tackle by the Lions. Pitch out to number 43. I was going to say Richard Petty, but that's Arturo Stanley, freshman. Now, I like what they got on him. They got on him listed as an athlete, which, if you're a freshman and coach is listing you as an athlete, that's pretty good. Because that means you're playing in a couple different positions. So
Mike Garber got hurt on that play.
Oh, yeah, we don't want
the sideline.
Okay. Oh, I see. At this point, I'm taking him out anyway. What do you think?
Definitely have him out.
I gotta see if they put the stats up. I want to see how many yards he got. All right, so we got 2nd and 6, 7:28 left. Cocoa Beach at their 33. Again, just another handoff up the middle, which is pretty much all they need right now. And again, that's number 43. We just called his name. Freshman athlete, Arturo Stanley. And I like what Coach is doing. Got the freshmen in there. Give them the ball a little bit. That moved the chains. First down, ball at about the 37.
Cocoa Beach first down.
Clock ticking away, closing into the 7-minute mark. Cocoa Beach up 38-16. Again, congrats to all the seniors tonight. We're glad that we could broadcast that. And that, along with this game, will be posted on my YouTube channel tomorrow mid-morning. Another play up the middle. Uh-oh, ball came loose. I didn't hear a whistle blow. I think Minutemen got on top of it. That was at number 50, Coach. You called his number several times tonight.
He makes some extra yards.
He's good player there.
Still
I
going
don't have him on
after.
my roster, but
Still going
there it
after.
is. Yeah, Liam Barton.
What's he got? 40, 51. So he's about 5 tackles, 6 tackles a game. All right, we got, I'm thinking second, not first. Yep, second down and about, call it long 3. 6:10 left in the game. Cocoa Beach up 38-16. Ball sits at the Cocoa Beach 45. Remy back at quarterback. A little handoff up the middle. That's pretty much all you're going to probably see at this time.
Talking about number 12, Maine and Washington.
Timeout. Coaches.
Maine's had several tackles tonight too. I mean, he's had 59 coming into this game.
Wow.
Cocoa Beach first down.
I think on the carry that might have been number 3, Cayman Varus. I think they follow the press box, so he's actually got. He's another young man as a freshman. Only got 12 catches, but he averages 14 yards a catch. So you know what? I'll take 12 catches and 14 yards a clip anytime.
That's great.
5:53 left in the game. Cocoa Beach leads by 22. It's always good to get a W on senior night. I mean, you know,
Yeah,
it's
senior
always
night and homecoming. You
yeah,
always
yeah. It's
try to win those 2 games.
I guarantee you, most athletes remember whether they won or lost their senior night game. So, all right, ball sits right at the 50-yard line. It's 1st and 10 for Cocoa Beach with 5:53 left in the game, up by 22. Remy back at quarterback. Oh, number 2 back at quarterback, Gabe Howard. Now, I like that. Gabe Howard is at quarterback. He's a senior, so again, getting some of those seniors in.
Give everybody a rest.
Yeah.
Get your second team in.
I'm not sure who washes the flags after the game, but somebody's going to have to shout it out, I think, because those flags are a little dirty tonight. All right, after the penalty, 1st and 15. Hand off to number 5. All good. Oh, all good. No.
13 on the stop.
Number 2 at quarterback, Gabe Howard. He's a senior. Handed off to Brady Soup, who is also a senior. So got the seniors getting some work in there. Glad to see that. Looks like they got a penalty again against the Lions. A little extracurricular.
A lot of penalties tonight.
Yeah, it's just,
Every night should be senior night.
I'm not sure. Just, again, it's not a rivalry game. I don't even know if these teams played. It's been 2 years ago. I guess I'm not sure coming in why there's a little bit of that extra stuff. But all right, so after the penalty, it's 1st and 10. Another little handoff in the backfield. little run play. Again, that's pretty much, I would imagine, all you're going to see from Coach Kimmy's offense as we get down to 5 minutes left in senior night from Cocoa Beach as they lead by 22, 38-16.
Liam Barton was on the tackle again.
Which number is that?
50.
Yeah, that young man, what grade? Freshman. Oh my goodness.
60180.
Get me Billy Napier. We got somebody you need to look at.
Well, it looks like we got some good games, college games tomorrow.
Yeah, and I looked at the paper this morning. Looks like a lot of them come on at 12 o'clock. Of course, we got the big rivalry game, FSU and Miami, but
That's
yeah.
cool. We got the split screen.
Oh man, I tell you, if YouTube TV would sponsor the press box, and you know what I noticed, they've even gotten to where you can kind of pick some of your games, which I really like that. But yeah, when you got that big 58, 65-inch TV, that's a pretty good. As soon as I saw that during my 30-day free trial, I'm like, yeah, we're locked in. And we
got YouTube TV?
I do, yeah.
We've had it for several years.
Oh yeah. I can thank Spectrum for that, for not showing that Florida game that year ago, and haven't looked back.
Yeah, I liked it. And now we're locked up in case. Sometimes the Wi-Fi locks up.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, I don't. Well, you got to figure so many people on it right now. I got AT&T tearing up our yards to put in fiber optics. So
It's in my yard today.
yeah, they tore it up 2 days ago. All right, got a little pass play going right there down the middle. That's number 8, Kyler Coe. He's a senior. We've called his name a lot of times at many games we've come to. I believe his dad's name is Dan, and he follows the press box. So a nice catch by Kyler. Again, nice to see these seniors getting their numbers called at this point in time. So if anything, Coach Kimmy has accomplished that this drive is getting their jerseys dirty a little bit.
Yeah, get them in there. Let those seniors play.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we're down to 3:30 in the game. Again, Cocoa Beach leads 38-16. Down at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10 after that nice play by Kyler Coe. Still on his feet. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Coach. I just, in a game like this that's pretty much over, I don't think either coach is going to complain about a quick whistle. And yeah, I kind of agree, but running down, we got 2:50 left. Nice play by the Lions on defense. Loss of about 6. 2nd and 16 from the Lions 26. Again, senior night here at Cocoa Beach. First Friday, I can actually say we've got football weather, Coach.
It's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous.
All right, nice little screen pass. Is there a flag? I guess so. That's good. Saying why did the clock stop? I guess there was a flag out there. Illegal shift. Yeah, against the offense. All right, 5 yards. I think Coach Kimmy is probably more discouraged because it stops the clock than anything else. At this point, I don't think he's worried about the yards, but I think it's, I think both sides, this game is over. Let's, like my dad would say, warm up the buses and start the weekend. All right, 2nd and about 22. Cocoa Beach at their own 30. Little handoff to 32 around the right end. Nice little run. Number 32. I don't know if I've called his name tonight. Oh yeah, we have. Angel Stanley. He's a senior. So again, nice to see him get the ball in his hands.
Hard hit by Nicholson, number 1.
Clock winding down, 1:47 left in the game. Cocoa Beach up 38-16. Again, last regular season game. For Faith Christian, they might have a playoff game next week since they're in the Sunshine State Athletic Association. Cocoa Beach, they got one more regular season game. Again, they play as an independent, so I'm not sure if they would play a game after that. I know the FHSAA sometimes, Coach, lets you play like a bowl game, but I think you have to have a winning record. But anyway, they're up at Taylor out of Pearson next week in Volusia County. Pass play incomplete. Brings up fourth down.
He's a kid with a white helmet.
Yeah, I saw him come out 53. I don't have his number, so maybe a manager, yeah, something, yeah.
And may be subject to arrest for trespassing. Please help us keep the field clear for student athletes and coaches. Thank you for your cooperation. Christine.
Fourth down, might as well go for it. Yeah, just make it a running play, take some time off the clock, blow the whistle, thank you. Host Alliance, or Pride Alliance. I would call it Pride Alliance, I think. The only reason I know that is because Devin played lacrosse at Greensboro College. They were the Lions, so they were the Pride, so a group of Lions, I guess you would call them. All right, ball goes over on downs. Faith Christian's got 1:05 left, down by 22. I think we can safely say that the Minutemen of Cocoa Beach have broken their 5-game losing streak, and I'm just hoping possibly at this point, Coach, that Coach Carrington, let's just run the ball a couple of plays and get out.
Yeah, I mean, he may try to throw something deep. I don't know, but we'll see.
All right, looking to pass. Nice play.
Sacked by Roy Miller.
Miller on the tackle.
Number 15, Roy Miller. I could be wrong, but I would think in the first quarter, he might not have caught Nicholson. Fourth quarter,
Yes,
you know.
that's what I'm thinking.
Again, no disrespect to number 15, but
Behind, so
I got to give him credit for that.
Go Beach.
All right, could be the last play of the game with 25 seconds left. Nickerson brings them up to the line. Probably the last play of the game, unless it's an incomplete pass or a penalty, which we hope we don't see. Little handoff, that's the right play to make. Play up the middle for a couple yards. Clock's going to wind down. Coach, I think that's it. And on senior night, here live from Cocoa Beach Junior Senior High School, breaking a 5-game losing streak with the benefit of a touchdown at the end of the first half and 2 touchdowns to start the third quarter. Cocoa Beach back on the winning track, 38-16 against the Lions of Faith Christian, who again wrap up their regular season, where Cocoa Beach will be at Taylor next week to end their regular season, which is up in Pearson, just west of Ormond Beach. So, Coach, as we wrap up this game, I'm thinking Cocoa Beach probably had the better tweaking at halftime, the way they came out on both offense and defense in the third quarter.
I think so. You know, Lions didn't shake hands, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Just taking the locker room.
It's unfortunate, and again, I can't even speculate. Teams that didn't meet last year, they're not in the same conference, they're not even the same, association. I'm not sure why they would have that, but so. Well,
It's an interesting game.
it was an interesting game. This might be the last, at least football broadcast. Next week, Coach and I are going to be actually in the booth announcing at O'Galley. I believe as they play Melbourne, that might be their senior night. That's a big rivalry. So, Coach, it's been a good football season. We've got some more sports coming up. We hope you enjoyed it. Again, it'll be on YouTube channel, Press Box Overtime tomorrow. For Coach Doug Cook, I'm Bill Maharis. Thanks for watching. Big W for Cocoa Beach as they broke a 5-game losing streak. Have a great weekend. We'll see you again next time. Take care.